What's going on, everybody? We are here at ESL's King of the Hill in sunny Burbank for Southern California. My name is Vicious.
Tasty Steve, let's go.
Yeah, you're just going to take your time on that one?
I had to. I wanted the hands to come up.
Ah, got it. Well, we're back. You know, it's been a pretty long, gruesome week, but, you know, we're getting closer and closer to some very eventful things, Steve.
Yeah, that is 100% true.
100.
But just in case you guys are not clear, we are here at King of the Hill. Tasty Steve. I was about to say Jam. But
complete lack of hair.
I want you to go with me on a trip. We want you guys to know the rules of the King of the Hill. So first, we're going to take a look at the format. Format-wise, we have it. It is King of the Coast Invitational East versus Theoretical West or Theoretical East. And the King returns next week to defend their title, in which case it would be Brian F.
Absolutely not. We actually had 801 Strider take him out last week. Yeah, it's been a rough week, but
I was going to say versus, though. You didn't let me finish.
You know, it's a tough time. But again, it's going to be first to 10 wins. You know, not a tough between those two players right there. It's going to be all characters allowed. And again, these 3 stages are banned: the Skies, Beach, and the Training stage. But the loser does have the option to change the character. Pretty standard tournament rules all across the board. You know, that's been the ongoing thing for, you know, Street Fighter in general.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely saw that set last week was actually pretty ridiculous, and you can tell by 801 Strider's picture that he is legitimately excited to be the new king here on ESL King of the Hill. And this week, though, we have a bit of a coup d'etat of sorts.
Sure.
Well, I mean, West Coast wise, we still have LTG versus
Low Ti3r God.
Footwurk, my little brother.
That's right. Team No Surrenders Footwurk showing up to play today at King of the Hill, trying to find his way to the throne room against the likes of the giant that is LTG.
Yeah, LTG, I'm not 100% familiar with Mr. LTG, but I know he is an online player. He plays a lot online. He bends the asses of people, and I think that's all I got. Is there anything you want to touch on?
I think GTAB stands for Get That Accusations Backwards. It's just not going to happen. Just don't even try to come at me with this stuff.
Okay.
Let's try to keep it as, you know, as much as possible. You know what I'm trying to do here. But again, we're going to have LTG versus NS Footwurk going out for a first to 10. And again, it's going to be really eventful here at ESL King of the Hill because we also have some pretty interesting news on some new games.
Yeah, I mean, Injustice 2 just came out. And of course, we told you guys about this last week. But we actually are going to have an invitational following today's episode. So I know you guys normally go on Twitter, talk about, you know, the first to 10s you guys saw. Do that, but then stay tuned because we do have the Injustice 2 invitational next up here right after this on ESL King of the Hill. So I think that's pretty sick as well.
Absolutely. And if you haven't followed along yet, by the way, if you haven't pressed that follow button, be sure to do so on twitch.tv/ESL. And be sure to follow us along on all the news and updates at twitter.com/ESLSF in terms of King of the Hill for Street Fighter V.
Well, I mean, we do talk about Street Fighter a lot. And as you see, we talked about Injustice just a tad. And we do that a lot on Ultra Chin TV, twitch.tv/UltraChinTV, 8 p.m. Pacific, specifically Pacific Standard Time. If you guys want to check that out, you should. It's great water cooler conversation. Why would you not want to be there for that?
No, absolutely. So again, be sure to follow on all social media platforms and be sure to tune in to that Ultra Chen TV show. I'm going to be tuning in as soon as I get back from tonight's show. So either way, I'm gonna be winning.
I'm pretty sure I should be there. I mean, we better have a show. If we don't, just blame James Chin. That's all I say. That's how I leave it. You blame James Chin. Regardless, once again, we're going to have our first to 10 set. We talked about it just ever so briefly. We very rarely get to have these. But before we get all the way into it, we are going to go take a quick break. And once we come back, we're going to have some interviews.
Don't go anywhere.
Wait, is this right? No, it wasn't right.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at ESL's King of the Hill, and I have a very special guest with me competing in the first of 10 for the King of the Hill. We have none other than Low Ti3r God. What's going on, man? How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing excellent.
I'm doing all right. You know, I'm kind of excited to see how you're going to do against Footwurk. I was kind of reaching over to kind of, you know, feel for it. But you're going to be playing in a first of 10. This is the first time we have you on board here at ESL. We have seen you a couple times at Wednesday night fights. You know, not a lot of action for you for Street Fighter V, but what have you been doing so far to kind of prep for this event today?
Well, basically, I've been taking my time to figure out how to actually play the game. I think the entire season 1, I didn't know how to play the game. I was playing it, but I didn't actually know how to play the game. So I've just been doing a lot of homework, reevaluating myself as a player, and just finally being able to be comfortable to come out and play in season 2. So basically it.
You know, I kind of feel the same sentiment. I didn't understand how to play season 1 at all. You
okay.
know, I'm right there with you. Now, we're going to get into specifics here. You've practiced the game. You've studied the game. You're becoming a student of the game. You're pretty much reviving yourself into the Street Fighter series with Urian.
Okay.
A pretty strong character. I wouldn't say upper echelon, but how have you been preparing for the likes of No Surrender's Footwurk? Because I know he's been dabbling with Ken for the most part. He does have a few pocket characters here and there. What have you done to kind of get yourself ready in terms of those matchups?
I've been playing a lot of Bison, a lot of Bisons online. So I have a group on Facebook. So there's a particular Bison player that plays. So I've just been playing him in sets, trying to get a familiarity of the character and just see how he plays at a high level and see if I could actually use his style and kind of mock it on his style. So yeah. That's basically it, just prepping for the matchup.
Yeah, I'm kind of banking on seeing him, you know, kind of playing Bison as well. I studied a lot of his Ken. He had a very pretty strong Ken for his local scene, but his Bison has been making some pretty strong waves. And does that ever kind of affect you, like Bison as a character where it's like, man, he's got a 3-frame normal again.
Yes.
His crouch jab anti-air is a problem.
Yes.
You know, he's so damaging with meter. Does that ever bother you coming into the matchup, like as a Urian player?
It does. Season 1, I had absolutely no problems beating Bison.
And you were using Nash in Season 1.
I was.
That's right.
I was. Until Urian dropped. I kind of felt like I was using Nash just to play a character, but Urian, I feel like it's a character that I gel with completely. So, yeah, I think it's a little bit better fit for me. Okay,
that's fair. Now, we haven't really seen you out in the tournament circuit too much, right? We've seen you stream every now and then, and as well as be somewhat active in the social media community, and just trying to come out to Wednesday night fights. I know last time you came out, unfortunately, you had to play Bushin style like what, twice?
Twice.
And he's been on here a couple times, so that's really unfortunate. But either way, it's been pretty good to see you coming out more often and playing. And you're really just trying to get your feet going once again with the character like Urian, or just Street Fighter V in general, right? Just giving yourself like a revival or a rebirth, if you will.
True.
And, you know, with that being said, what other tournaments do you even plan on going to for the most part? Like, what's your future plans for Street Fighter V?
This year, I'm hoping to attend CEO. Not hoping, I should be attending CEO, EVO for sure.
That's what's up.
So I'm definitely looking forward to going to Miami, seeing the weather, actually competing and being confident while doing so. So hopefully my tour won't end.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you really need to get yourself out there, man. People need to know about Low Ti3r God.
I agree.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen.
I
Look,
agree.
But again, you've been hitting quite a slump with Urian with the tournament scene. Again, being able to play at Wednesday night fights ever so often, right? Couple of wins, couple losses here and there. But in general, how do you feel about the upcoming patches coming out for, or just, you know, nerfs in general to Urian?
The upcoming patches, I feel like they'll affect Urian players who weren't on, you know, on the same road as him as Season 1. So Season 2, he's a different character, but if you're a Season 1 Urian player, I don't think the nerfs are actually going to bother you. It's not really significant nerfs. It's actually just simple, small, slight nerfs that really won't actually nerf the character.
Right.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal.
I know a bunch of people ask this. I have to ask this for Urian players too. Where do you think he falls in the top in the tier placement? I have to ask. I have to.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it right now.
Look right. You got to look right into the camera when you do it, man. You got to just let us know.
I do not think Urian is a top-tier character. I do not think Urian is a top-tier character at all. I think that he's a solid mid-tier character. As a top-tier character, absolutely not. How many How many Urians do you see placing consistently? You don't really see it. We
Can't even count them on my hands.
We fail because he's a character that you have to work to win. Aegis setups, not just anyone can do it.
And those are hard. Those are high execution
Exactly.
Aegis combo setups and stuff.
There's situational key setups that you must go in training for. This isn't something that anybody can just do. So, yeah, Urian's a solid Season 2, mid-tier character, not top tier.
So by default, that kind of makes you a mid-tier god, if you will. You kind of have to rebrand now. You just lost all of your social media because you had to rebrand to mid-tier god.
Street Fighter V, I feel like I had to remap my entire mind frame of Street Fighter in general. Street Fighter 4 was a different game. I come from the era of Third Strike. That's when I first started taking Street Fighter seriously.
That's what's up.
I'm playing Third Strike. I'm playing Street Fighter 4, but Street Fighter 5, I'm like, what's going on? Wake up jabs, wake up tatsus, wake up throws. I don't understand what's going on.
And how do you feel about all that? Because that blows my mind. I'm going to be honest with you. I get so frustrated online. Let me tell you, when I get hit with wake up jab like 4 or 5 at a time, I'm like, come on, man. I thought you were smarter than this. How do you feel about that?
Let me tell you how it feels. It feels like Capcom is alienating veteran players. Veteran players are getting bodied consistently by the likes of people that are 18 that's just coming into the community. How would you feel watching your heroes or the people that actually got you into the FGC getting bodied by an 18-year-old guy confidently at that?
Seeing Haitani falter this past DreamHack, it was tough. Gotta admit. I'm a Punk fan, but at the same time, it's like Haitani's a god, you know?
Exactly, and he's running through him because Street Fighter V technically is a simpler game.
Simpler game, attracting way more people, it's...
True.
Still, there's always a plus side. There's a silver lining to every dark cloud.
That's true. But it's a game we must overcome and play. If we want to continue to play Street Fighter, we have to do our research and find out what we're doing wrong as players.
And that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Sounds like you're pretty much ready for this first to 10. We're going to talk about it with Tasty Steve over with No Surrender's Footwork at the Caps. Take it away, Steve.
Ladies and gents, I want to introduce you guys to my little brother, Midwest brethren, Christopher Leggett. Footwork. We call him Feet at the house because that's how close we are, you know what I'm saying? But welcome to ESL King of the Hill, sir. How you feeling today?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here.
See, I like he comes off with the suave, it's good to be here, just trying to do my best. Anyways, coming from the world of the fighting game community, because you are a young man yourself, but you have done some legwork. I'm an old man, and I've been seeing this young man for quite some time. So let the people know where you come from. What games do you play, and who are some of the people that you play with?
Well, where I come from Detroit, Michigan, and home of the Detroit Tigers.
Hey. It's cool. You gotta get in. I'm here to accent.
I know. I see. But home of the Detroit Tigers, Red Wings, all that good stuff. I come from the arcade era.
Yeah.
And people like Adonis, VDO, Marvel 2 Legend, people like that who've all been around. Hollow, people like that who've been around. I come from those hardcore roots. Yeah. Games I played, my very first game was actually competitive, was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3.
That's what we call Unk.
Yeah. It was actually Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but I splashed on the scene with Marvel, and now I'm here in Street Fighter. I also played a little Under Night for those who know about the anime. But
see, a lot of people don't know that. There are a lot of players, especially Midwest-based, no matter where you are, that actually brands out. They have a very broad palette of games. I could tell people right now, you're definitely one of the Johnny Cages that I looked at, when I played MK, seriously. And on top of that, Injustice NRS is out. Are you excited? Because we got a show following this show. Who are you going to mess with Injustice, just FYI?
Just so y'all know, so keep your hands off of him. I'm going with the God of Apocalypse.
Oh, wait, Dark Side? Oh, let's go. Okay, all right. You know what? I 100% agree with that because my man don't even punch you. He legit has his hands behind his back as a footwork. Step over. But, regardless, we do have that following today. Are you excited for Injustice 2 yourself?
Yeah, actually I am. I really didn't get to play. MKX was my very first NRS game.
Okay.
I didn't get to play Injustice 1 much. I played a little bit. I played with Deathstroke until they nerfed him, and then I completely dropped the game. Then when I heard my favorite character in MK got brought into the game, which was Scorpion, he got nerfed after Carl won CEO. Okay. So I'm pretty much going to splash onto Injustice 2. So I'm really excited for it.
Okay, well, we definitely going to continue that conversation later. Now, let's get back to Street Fighter. We're getting a little off topic. Okay. Now, originally you played Ken, but now you're playing M. Bison. Tell me what made you make that switch from Ken to M. Bison.
Well, I'll always play Ken. That's my homie. That's my man's 100 grand. Got to keep it that way. But near the midway in season 1, I picked up Bison because his pressure was really, really safe, and he can kind of lock you down. It kind of has that buttonsy feeling where you can press a lot of buttons and with no repercussion. And
for those who don't know, Feet here, he's a fan of the buttons. I don't blame him, but I just wanted other people to know that.
Right. So, but yeah, Bison, and he's also a boss. Yeah. As I'm playing Darkseid and Injustice, I like boss characters. I kind of got my feel with Bison near the midway to the end of season 1. I start winning locals and local events, and in season 2 he just became a monster. He just got a lot of changes, and I really liked him, so I made him my main.
Yeah, Bison definitely is one of those characters a lot of people complained about, kind of saying that now he's too good, but I feel like it puts him in a good place. When it comes to matchups, do you feel like that gives him a nice placing, say above some of the top tiers, like Urian, maybe Balrog? How do you feel like he competes with those characters?
I feel like M. Bison is that his buffs were necessary, and he's very solid. He's very, very viable. Before he was viable, but he had, that 3-frame buff was a really, really big game changer for him. He's for sure top 10, in my opinion. For sure top 10, maybe possibly top 7, 8-ish.
Okay, so with that being said, being a Street Fighter player and trying to get your name out there, what are some of the locals? Who are some of the people now that you keep up with, that you play with, that you look at for kind of guidance or things that kind of lead your way in the scene?
Now, things that I kind of help guide me. To be honest with you, our scene is really small. Though we're home to some of the best fighting game players in the world, Wolf Crone, like I said, Video, even the Alucard, Antoine Ortiz. Our scene, a lot of those people, they kind of moved away. Yeah. So with Street Fighter, I developed this new tactic, which shout outs to Cool Kid, helped me get where you go online and you use Street Fighter has a very elaborate online, the way how the training is set up, CFN for you to be able to review replays and stuff like that. And you can add whoever on the leaderboard, and if they're online, you can ask them for games. So I pretty much go with that, or I watch NLBC, I say, okay, well, IDOM, Shine, X, Y, and Z, and I add them to my favorites, and I ask them for games, and they join, and we play. Okay. So that's how I kind of get my rank up, and also by grinding ranked. So, stuff like that.
See, this is why I connect with the little guy. I say little, but he's taller than me. He knows that it takes that proper work ethic to get in, and I feel like it's lost on some of the transitional players. Yeah. So I know you're gonna have success. You know what I mean? I feel like you know what you're gonna do coming into this matchup. Last but not least, last question. Okay. Is there anybody out there, shout-outs wise, that you want to give shout-outs to? Shout-outs to all caps, because I know you're going to do that too. Shout-outs to Adonis, you know what it is. Right. D-Town, stand up. But you do the rest.
Right, okay. First of all, I want to say shout-outs to the Wall Raven Weekly. That's MMM. Everybody probably see me post on it on Monday. Shout-outs to my entire state. Even Crone, even though I know everybody, y'all know what's going on with Chrome. But like I said, shout-outs to everybody back home. Shout-outs to the Midwest. And last but not least, shout-outs to the FGC. Without y'all, I would not be here.
One time for the FGC. Regardless, good luck. I hope we're going to hear more from you. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get this 1st to 10 underway. LTG versus Footwurk. welcome back, peoples out there watching at home. Well, we got to interview our 2 contestants today who are trying to get the throne for themselves, if you will. Low Ti3r God, tier with a 3, not an E, versus No Surrender Footwork. This is going to be a weird matchup. Personally, I feel like I don't get to see this match as much as I see a lot of matches. I mean, M. Bison versus Urian, that's kind of weird. I don't even remember the last time I saw that match. So I am interested, although I do have kind of like loose understanding of how it's going to play out. Trigger's going to be a major role in this match.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's where all the damage and mix-ups are going to come in for both players. They have the same kind of like similar dynamic. One through a mirror, like a giant mirror, right? And the other through explosive damage and being able to have different properties through dashes, being able to combo off of EX moves back to back. Again, it's going to be very similar dynamic for our V triggers once both players get them.
Yeah, I want to see what happens to the gameplay when they get close to each other, because you know that Bison's going to be fishing for some of those crush counters with Standing Furious, as well as just trying to keep that pressure up, trying to get those clips in to knock Urian down. However, Urian still does have buttons at that range where he can answer back. He has standing medium kick, which is really good.
Stand and low.
Yeah, exactly. So, and
he has the handshake of the Illuminati. That Stand Fierce has such an extensive hitbox.
And down forward Fierce as well. So this is going to be an interesting match coming from both of these guys. I want to see what exactly they're going to try to take advantage of when it comes to the matchup, because like I said, we're not too familiar. So there you go. You have Mr. Low Ti3r God. Kind of like that hoodie. I ain't going to even stunt. And versus my boy,
No Surrenders Footwork. Yeah. And again, we kind of like to see the way Bison players are now, kind of up close in your face style because of that 3-frame normal buff given to him. Being able to do that after a Psycho Axe that is down forward fierce with Bison, being able to continue that pressure and accumulate that gray life, that's going to be a problem for the likes of Urian. You know, for the most part, Urian players do like to press buttons more so towards the mid-range, but up close, it's definitely a problem.
Oh, yeah.
So long as he doesn't have meter, right? Like, having jabs available, you can sure, like, jab, headbutt, or tackle, and whatnot. But I feel that Bison has the upper hand when it comes to close quarters combat.
Oh, yeah, especially if you don't pull the pin on that EX reversal headbutt. I feel like that's one of those tools that you have to have it in play to make Bison respect you at a point-blank range. Like, you have to have it there at least once or twice, just to be sure. And here we go, 1st to 10 set being started right now. Footwork versus Low Ti3r God. There's a throw starting off.
Oh, that handshake again. You never say no to the Illuminati.
Either you're in or you're out.
It's blood in, blood out. Absolutely. That roundhouse anti-air, I have never seen that before.
In my life. Footwork. Showing he's been doing a little homework. Bars. That was unintentional. All right. Down forward Fierce again. Tries to dash through. Ooh,
he has an answer. Very good call from Low Ti3r God. Being able to use that stand roundhouse to stop one of the most lethal moves in the game, EX Devil's Reverse. So hard to contest.
And dash forward after the activation and hold him back. And you see a little patience here from Footwork, just trying to see where he can open up and find, crush counter.
That's a broken jaw if I ever seen one, Tasty Steve.
And that trigger just runs out. But here comes a trigger from Low Ti3r God.
Gets him with the Mega Buster towards the end, lighting that Dictator on fire.
All right, here we go. First round goes to Low Ti3r God. And that looked pretty good. Footwork seems like he's playing a little anxious.
He knows the matchup.
Low Ti3r God.
He absolutely knows that range of roundhouse, but check your jaw. Reconstructive surgery, feeling like Kanye. Here we go.
At the then, like I said before, that reversal EX headbutt is definitely going to be a tool. And there's that 3-frame button that we were talking about as well. So both of these things already showing how much impact they're going to have on the match.
Oh my goodness, his anti-air game is looking on point. Activation off the V trigger, extending the combo, crouch fierce, reset. Nice blocks for Footwork though. Still, wow, that was a very interesting
Another
exchange.
EX reversal. Oh, there's a tech. Life just about even. Oh, wow.
A little too early.
Down fierce again. Goes for the reset tech throw.
He could have had it had he done the combo correctly.
And then he slides into those DMs. I know you married, but can we go out for a sip of coffee at least? 1 round apiece. Footwork. Low Ti3r God.
This has been a pretty explosive game one. I'm going to say it's already dictating the pace for the rest of this set. Footwork.
Wow.
Using that V skill. Oh, so good.
Nice anti-air jab.
I like it. Yeah, way to contest with that crouch strong, but it's not going to be enough space for Footwork to be phased.
Stand medium punch again. Charges up that Mega Buster. Oh wow. He even did jab to stop the approach to the air. Wow.
I'm going to break this chair, Steve.
Oh, man, I'm just saying, Low Ti3r God is looking good right now. Gets that throw, and there's another neutral jump. I like the button there from Footwurk, just inching his way in right now.
Same side, yeah, that was a tough jump in from Footwurk. That's going to be the first game narrowly escaping a tough situation against Low Ti3r God. Significant life lead too. You know, that could have been exchanged for Low Ti3r God initially in round 2, where if he didn't drop that combo, he would have got the first game off that crouch fierce.
Well, that was the first game, and it was already pretty back and forth.
They're just swinging for the fences at this point.
And I'm also seeing some of this Bison tech from Mr. Footwurk. I'm making me kind of proud right now. I got a little tear.
Roundhouse to stop the cross-up?
Yeah.
That's OD. That's definitely OD.
Dash up again, and you see Footwurk. Like I said before, he definitely likes to hit the buttons. The buttons. Oh.
Swinging for the fences with the anti-air fireball. Not going to cut it here. Footwurk already pressing on Low Ti3r God.
I like the range that Footwurk is playing at. Oh, gets the jump in. Here comes Low Ti3r God.
And he's going for the lighter normals to start his meaty strings to kind of train Footwurk potentially for upcoming throws, maybe later frame traps.
Yeah, you can see Footwurk getting cooked by a lot of unconventional things. And it's mostly him just trying to get out of certain situations unscathed. There's another air-to-air, and you see Low Ti3r God just holding back to get in there. I really do respect it. It's probably the smarter thing to do. There's another jump in. Tries to go for that standing roundhouse again, and you can see Footwurk just fishing for a nice jump back roundhouse from Low Ti3r God.
Again, that active defense. You know, Rinch talks about it all the time. Our other caster, he likes to talk about active defense, and Low Ti3r God is definitely showing that today. He's jumping back, making sure the space isn't taken away, or he's not getting hit at the same time.
Yeah, air-to-airs are very important in the world of Street. Oh, wow. To stop the V-trigger activation.
Just gave it right back to him. Nice blocks. Again, gray life a factor as Bison.
Whoa. I like the check right there. Crouch medium kick, then goes into the headbutt and still gets the hit after it. Low Ti3r God playing a little good today. Just a little bit.
Oh, the check on crouch strong. Yeah, that was a delayed one if I ever seen one. Footwork, just pressing all the buttons. Such oppressive nature.
Oh, wake up reversal and meet the knee.
Yeah, he tried to do a meaty in the beginning. He might have just baited it. He knew what was going to come out and then, baited the headbutt. Oh, sliding.
Early.
He has full access to those DMs, 100%. Nice check with the Psycho Blast.
And Footwurk going in right now. This is one of the more aggressive Bisons that we normally see. There's another throw.
Oh, he tried it. Yeah, he was fishing for Footwurk to press a button because he's been pressing a lot of them this entire couple games.
I love the fact that he went right back to jump in the air. There's a V reversal nonetheless, and now look at the active defense. Shout outs to Rinch. That is actually the appropriate response, the call of that. Uh-oh. There's another forward throw.
Again, catching that meaty with the jab wasn't enough, though. He was trying to fish for another crush counter against Low Ti3r God. But either way, when you get those counter hits, you got to acknowledge it. You got to continue the combo, get that damage.
And we talked about that active defense, but I feel like right now it's actually getting the best of Low Ti3r God right now, because now he's giving Footwurk all this ground to work with. Footwurk is only able to hit those buttons because he doesn't have those projectiles out there. But you see him getting hard called by moves like sweep. Like certain things like that are keeping Urian honest because he doesn't want to commit to it, because if he gets close and he trades, Bison's still going to get that knockdown, and he's still going to be able to dash up in. And even if that trade is late, getting knocked down and having to respect the ground of Bison is something that you don't want to deal with.
It's pretty fearsome. The way Bison operates in Season 2 is absolutely fearsome. When he gets that knockdown and he gets that meaty situation, next thing you know, you're in the corner.
Yeah.
Can't even breathe. Again, that gray life too. It accumulates one touch and it's a ton of damage. He tried to make it safe. He also tried to frame trap as well, holding that fireball in to catch Footwurk, but Footwurk sniffed it out.
Nice air-to-air. There's a throw. Footwurk trying to get some. I'm sorry. LTG trying to get something started. Another slide blocked by Low Ti3r God.
Wasn't quite the optimal punish, but a punish is a punish.
Gets the back throw, and you see Footwurk trying to get something started. I like the fact that when he saw that crouch strong did not work, he just backed out. Didn't commit to anything crazy. Dashes up and beats out. I believe that was tackle.
Oh, I like that. Throwing him out of the dash almost immediately after. Again, no counter hit conversion from Low Ti3r God. Caught Footwurk pressing a button on wake up.
And I think that's really odd that Low Ti3r God actually backed him all the way out of the corner. He had full trigger at his disposal. There's the activation on the trigger. Tries to go for tackle. Chris, you see how
down the chimney.
He lit the flame in the chimney, and then he came down to deliver the presents. Chris missed.
That's a real Santa Claus virus. He built the chimney out of thin air,
and then came down.
Exactly, and then it dissipated.
Left him a lump of coal. Yeah, you've been a bad boy. We're gonna leave this coal in your stocking.
Right down the centerpiece of that Armani suit. Oh, that's got to be a punish. Yeah, not the optimal one yet, but Low Ti3r God will adjust, hopefully.
Stuffs the anti-air with that jump in fierce. And that stand light kick, definitely putting in a lot of work.
The footwork, yeah, absolutely. So again, he's pushing him to the corner. This is going to be a huge pushing point for Bison. This is where he's going to excel the most. Oh my God.
Dashes. Like you said before, he's using this pressure. Oh my God.
Even more impressive.
And then he still gets the stun.
I was just about to say, Steve, you know, Low Ti3r God was doing very well for himself on defense, found the opening, opted to use the meter just to get out of that scenario, but Footwurk tracked him down like a bloodthirsty hound.
Yeah, Footwurk is you can tell Footwurk, it seems like Footwurk is just hitting buttons, but some of the tech he's displayed to like chase and pursue is definitely some high level stuff that we're watching right now. And you see LTG trying to get his composure right now. Think about the matchup just a little bit. This is a 1st to 10 set. Not too familiar with his understanding. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he understands it, but
just gotta do math, man.
Yeah,
that's all. Just gotta count to 10. Just count your wins, you know?
I wonder how he adjusts to a 1st to 10 set, though. That's what I'm interested in. Oh, baits him out, that stun bar, becoming a factor.
Oh, yeah, it's lowering little by little. 50%, but now Low Ti3r God making it work for himself.
And
fighting out of the corner, yeah.
I'm wondering when he's going to try to go. Like, he has a few opportunities to do, like, these headbutt loops. If he could do them, this would definitely help him out in this situation. Ooh, crush counter again.
I'll tell you what, if he ever does headbutt loops this entire set, I'm just going to go bananas. I'm not even going to lie.
Crouch medium kick, and I know LTG has these. He's that good. Reset.
Oh, and the
nice
blocks.
Block.
Footwork has seen it before, but Low Ti3r God opted
I'm out.
to go for the cross-up. He tried it.
Walks understand strong. He could have did a little more, and that was not what you wanted to do. Now we see that Low Ti3r God is definitely finding those hits, but he's not converting into the big damage Urien is capable of.
Yeah, you know, it's understandable, right? He had a significant amount of life, or Footwurk had some life on him, and he tried to go for the reset. It wasn't going to be enough to go for a full damage combo to kill, so he was sniffing for that moment of weakness.
You see LTG playing a little further back. Nice confirm by Footwurk. Jesus. The reversal call out by Footwurk, and you see him get that knockdown using the pulse and walks up, and he is just picking the perfect situations to hit buttons, and they're working out. And that's what I said before. You need that reversal headbutt if you want to keep alive in this game. Life advantage in favor of Footwurk right now, and he's just dashing into Low Ti3r God's face.
No respect.
Oh, okay, if he would have got through that dash, here we go. Trigger not too close to being had by Urien right now, but crouch strong, no conversion. About 50 seconds left on the clock right now. You see him walking behind it. There's a reversal by LTG.
Again, that eliminates the risk of the comeback factor. You know, he's not going to ever get Aegis in this game.
You see him walking forward this time, not testing the anti-air, but you see him dashing up still. Footwork.
EX tackled. Yeah, he had to see that coming. He was going to get a little impatient. Oh, and he tried it. Footwork caught it, pocketed it, turned it into
saved it for later, but gave you the rest of it.
Very nice call. You know, speaking of 1st to 10s, you know, you kind of see the mentality kind of drain a little bit from LTG's defense. It's kind of, you see him kind of going for the throw baits here and there. He's opting to go for EX headbutt a little bit more, and then kind of, you know, going for V reversals instead of saving that meter for that optimal moment to come back. You kind of see it mentally draining little by little.
Well, you see right now, it seems like he's using that pressure from Bison with dash to make sure that Low Ti3r God spins it on V reversal. That way, it's lessening the chances of him actually getting trigger and coming back in these games. But now you see the offense working out a little bit in LTG's favor.
Oh, that would have been cool. If he had actually just walked a slight bit forward, he would have parried that roundhouse and thrown it right back in his face.
That would have been godlike.
I like it though. Low Ti3r God with a very significant life lead here, using a lot more active footsies with roundhouse. That step kick, so far extended.
Dash up, gets the counter hit. Strong, but not able to convert off of anything. And that's one of those things that can come back pop to hurt you.
Man, he's not leaving any damage left over. He's taking the full plate.
It's the stun.
Okay, well,
the reset.
You know what? That's why I'm up here.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have blocked that either. You know, it's
I don't think too many people. No one expects you to go for a reset.
Nobody. I literally slapped you like 8 times on that one reset. I'm not even. You couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear it. But I did. Footwork.
Again. And he just seems like he's on point right now. Gets the throw. Dash forward again.
Again, that is absolutely not real, but Low Ti3r God a little too timid here on the defensive end. Nice check on the stand jab. I like that. Little snap.
Okay, gets the anti-air, push to the corner with the crouching fierce, and now he's going to have some work.
Making it safe, or tried to at least.
Nice pulse. That crouching strong just barely out of range. They trade on the air-to-air. The Devil's reverse. Oh! And he just opts to jump back.
Activation time, yeah. But still, no normal. There it is. Yeah, could have been.
Crouch strong to stop all that nonsense. To stop all the nonsense.
You got to think, right? At this point, LTG already down 5 games. He might need to take a break because he is not ready for Footwork's movement. Again,
No, he's not.
Fifi's got some fancy moves, man.
Well, that's why they call him Footwork. As you can see, he is not afraid to go to that sweep. He's using a lot of stand light kick. You see him using a lot of stand roundhouse to fish for those crush counters, and it's working. I feel like Low Ti3r God might want to take a step back. The range that he's playing at seems to be exactly what Footwork wants.
You know, it seems that way too. He's definitely dictating the pace, no pun intended. He is playing Bison. But again, all of these matches, momentum-wise, has been in Footwork's favor.
Nice down forward fierce, and you see him keeping that pressure up. There's a V reversal, and I'm not too sure I agree with that V reversal that early on. I feel like that's one of the things that's stopping him from keeping that momentum in his favor throughout the match.
Right, neither in that scenario. You know, having Bison use that, the Hellfire, he's losing his turn by default, so there was really no need to spend resources on something like that. Footwork acknowledging that Low Ti3r God's defensive style is going to benefit himself, so he's just going to keep pushing forward and have him spend all the meter as much as possible. Again, that goes untouched. There it is, finally firing back.
And look at all that gray life that always adds up on Low Ti3r God's life bar. Like it's like he always has some gray life up there, and he's not even getting a chance to heal in most instances. Gets the jab.
I like it. Yeah, he's finally getting that counter hit combo going.
And he needs to stop trying to test some of those anti-airs. We know that you can do it, but Footwork is not impressed. It's not going to stop him from trying to go in once you have it.
That I respect.
Oh,
that
was such a big drop. Dropped the combo.
Again, this character is hard to use.
EX scissors. Yo, obviously this character is hard to use.
You know, you just kind of drop some things every now and then. Crouch fierce in the corner. You have to hold the fireball just a little later. Or you can just go for another crouch fierce.
Possible. But why would you want to do that?
You want style.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look how well Urien is dressed. You don't think he wants style?
We could dress better than him.
I definitely could dress better than him. Anyways, here we go. Crouch jab again.
Yeah, that's going to be unpunishable. That is -2, that headbutt. That's one of the stronger suits of Urien. That trade, yeah, that's going to be a good juggle from Low Ti3r God.
Trying to find a hit right now. Footwork doing a great job on offense.
Oh, found the opening he needed. Again, spending the meter, though, to do it.
And if you see, look at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, you see Footwork, life just about even. He has full trigger, and he's about to get critical art, whereas Low Ti3r God, he has 1 bar EX and 1 V reversal bar.
And just spends it to kind of initiate the offense. You know, one thing I can respect, though, from Low Ti3r God is his defense running away. Again, being air-to-air, stopping Footwork from advancing has been his strong suit so far, but on the ground game, it's all Footwork.
Yeah, he has to be able to do something with this, though. He has to be able to convert this into more damage. Use those knockdowns to get more setups and get more damage, but he keeps using his V-bar, and that's not gonna help him in the long run, and still no but. There we go. Jump light kick to take the first round. I think this is, what, the second round we've seen him take?
Yes, that is correct. Again, Low Ti3r God had the first round of the first game and hasn't been able to shine as much in the rest of the games. But here he is already exploding onto the scene against Footwork.
Roundhouse again. Oh, just walking back, hitting the button. Low Ti3r God getting a little anxious.
He's trying to turn him to his purple punching bag, Steve. He's just going right in there. No regardless. Gets that EX tackle, gonna get a chance. Did he do it? No,
he tried to go for throw.
He went for it, Steve. He's going to go all purple. The only Psycho Crusher he has left.
The last Psycho Crusher?
Yeah.
That sounds like a movie. When your Psycho power is expended, you got one last ride. Oh, nice throw.
Oh, that's definitely the good opener right there from Footwurk. Finding the gap between that pressure of the Aegis Reflector is crucial. You don't want to ever get stuck in that trap against Urian because it's, it could lead to a ton of resets and a ton of damage.
And right now, I know he's looking like, man, what do I need to change up? And Footwurk just seems like he looked at every possible outcome, and he knows he has an answer to a lot of these situations, and you can tell he has a 5-0 lead right now over LTG. Low Ti3r God.
I gotta admit, Steve, it's been back-to-back weeks since we've seen games like these.
Yeah.
Last week we had 8-1 Strider versus Nerd Josh. That ended up being 10-1. The week prior, it was Brian F versus No Respect, and that was 10-1. I mean, Low Ti3r God's got some work cut ahead of him.
Yeah.
He has to get a win on the board.
Nice chunk of damage right there, and you see Footwurk goes right back in.
Oh, he parried the Fierce. He took the handshake and made it his own. He crunched the bones in his hands.
He
no
broke
longer
his hand,
able to
that's what
shake at the meetings.
All right. Oh, Low Ti3r God didn't like that too much. Look at the offensive push right now. That's plush. Got to be careful. And the defense by Footwurk is just commendable.
I like the idea Low Ti3r God had. He was pushing all the fast normals, keeping that range going for him. But Footwurk already going.
Christmas, let's go. And then there's the back throw to take it.
I got to admit, that was 3 bars worth, but it wasn't as much damage as I thought.
Nah.
I thought the chimney was definitely going to drop and kill him, but that wasn't the case. Anti-air from long distance. Yeah, the downtown call out and the shake. He fixed his hand almost immediately.
Just a little too late to get that EX tackle afterwards. Anti-air.
Low Ti3r God opting to use stand short again. There's so many other tools that Urian has to kind of enforce meaty pressure, like stand strong or even forward strong. And it's, very lenient to combo off of as a meaty.
And look at the buttons. Low Ti3r God with a healthy life lead right now.
Healthy, definitely an understatement. That is a godlike lead he's got going on for himself, getting the 3rd round throughout the entirety of the set.
All right, he's on a match point right now, but so
I
is
love seeing
Footwurk.
that. As much as I hate seeing EX Devil's Reverse, I love seeing it get countered.
Oh, I like how he's always charged with that tackle, though. It makes me a little proud. Oh, EX.
Low Ti3r God looking to put himself on the board here, but here comes Footwurk with that back throw, back to the corner.
There's that back throw, and you see him get out of there. Just the throw was to get out by Footwurk. There's a V reversal.
Oh, a little bit too early on that one. Almost worked, but still got the EX headbutt.
So good. Neutral jump again, making it safe with the Mega Buster. No button again, and then there's a V reversal. All right. Low Ti3r God not in a bad situation, but tries to cross him under. Reversal headbutt.
Throw. Oh, he tried to use a button.
Oh, there's another V reversal trigger is on its table. There's an activation and a headbutt trade. LTG 1 on the board.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Make it consistent week after week. Get at least 1 win. Don't go out like a chump. That was a smart call out too, using the headbutt, because we kind of see most Bison players make themselves safe after slide. They don't want to get punished, obviously. But that kind of sent that signal, like as soon as V-trigger happens, he's going to do something nutty. And what did he do? Fired with his head, got the headbutt going.
I like the patience starting off by Low Ti3r God. He likes to go to that crouching medium. There's crouching medium kick in a lot of situations to end the strings.
Airborne, again, that's not going to cut it, Footwurk.
And the range is, now Low Ti3r God seems to have found his magic spot. Like right there, he could have hit a button on the way down, and I don't think there's much Bison could have did right there unless he was anticipating it. But he dashed, so that's even harder to check.
You know what we haven't seen throughout the entirety of this game? Stand medium kick from Urian.
Oh yeah.
That is the most dangerous tool in the footsie game.
We saw one, and just nothing else came from it. So, like I said, there's that neutral jump that worked out in his favor. Another round for Low Ti3r God.
A smart choice against Bison because he has a lot of forward momentum moves that kind of push him, but then there's a ton of recovery behind it. So Low Ti3r God is anticipating him to land right under these normals to hit for high damage.
Gets the knees, meets him on the way down.
No, that was kind of sick. He tried to contest it with jump short, but again, the invincibility on that, not going to get touched.
Oh, another anti-air. Looking really good right now with these with his consistency, the anti-air. It's really not stopping Footwurk, though. That's the only problem. Like, Footwurk just does not seem bothered by the fact that he's trading and stopping those jump-ins. the down for Fierce.
You see Low Ti3r God just kind of neutral jumping back to back to force Footwurk to make the mistake here. And Footwurk already pushing LTG to the corner now.
Great buttons once again. Oh,
Yo, he snipped out the dash.
Ends that string with that crouching medium kick. Tries to go for another hit again, but that standing Fierce just beats him out clean from Bison.
I like that, using the V-reversal now. But again, look at Footwurk, fully stocked on all the meter. One activation could do it. Is he going to do it? Yes, he is.
Oh, neutral jump, he can still do it. Why ain't you V-reversal like you have all the meter in the world? There you go.
Throw, nice tech.
Don't jump back again. Thought he was going to be up there with him. Went for an anti-air there. There's another tech by Low Ti3r God. He's looking a little sharper this time around. No punish on the headbutt.
My
walk
goodness.
up throw.
That's the fastest walk forward I've ever seen from Bison.
And it's crazy to me because Footwurk is playing so calm. Like, he's not, it's like you, the way, if you see him on the screen, his demeanor is otherwise. Like, oh, crush counter Fierce. He seems like he would be a very active player, but surprisingly, he's pretty safe.
He's good on his feet. What can you say, man? Low Ti3r God is just trying to stop Footwurk from running all over him.
There's another V-reversal.
Nice catch. Yeah, he's definitely a softball player. Catching it again, back-to-back consistency, keeping it this time around. He's probably going to use it in a block string. Oh, well, he tried to fire it off. Now he does not have that fireball stocked. Good important information for Low Ti3r God to know. He tried to parry the normals.
Parried it that time.
And he is all
dash
over.
roundhouse. Look at that active defense here. There's another scissors, and then there's a V-reversal. That was smart. He has a really significant life lead, but it's really bad if you don't, follow up on it.
I forgot he still had it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
see, it's bad if you don't follow up on it. You have a really nice life lead. Ooh, he crossed himself up 2 games on the board for Low Ti3r God.
Already doing a lot better than the past 2 competitors we had in back-to-back weeks. He's on the board. He's in there like swimwear, Steve. He's got 2 wins. He's in there like the alternate Urian costume, the secret button combination.
Worse.
Round 1. It's just where it's all at, He's just trying to win.
Oh wow, Footwurk started it off with a slide. Down for Fierce again, and you see that pressure just building. And like I said before, the amount of gray life that Footwurk seems to get and then cash out on is ridiculous.
This is the most active Bison I've seen.
Yep, exactly. Neutral jump, gets that jump in Fierce.
For the most part, we kind of see Bisons playing around that range where they want to force their opponents to kind of hang themselves within Fierce range, and then they would buffer the Cycle Blast. But Footwurk, he's dashing up to you. He's keeping you in check.
He wants you to know. That's what a real dictator does.
That was
he's
3
right
normals
there.
into a low medium kick. That was max distance, Steve. He knows the footsies. He has a good name. He has a good name for himself.
See, now you're starting to understand.
I believe him.
He's starting to believe. Crouching jam. Oh, wow. Just release his block at the last second. Reversal headbutt. And that is definitely an option you want to consider on that neutral jumping from Footwurk. There's another roundhouse.
I like that. Using the V-reversal a little bit early. Still has enough life to probably build. Actually, he will build another V-reversal. Did he just new drop into that?
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to make sure with you. I want to make sure I saw that.
I was wondering if you were going to say it. So, more pressure again. Goes for a throw. Footwurk ready with the tech. Dash up this time around. Tries to get right out of range and bait it out, but it does not work out. Low Ti3r God uses that V-reversal life. Looks like it was Low Ti3r God's favor, but trigger is still available for Footwurk, and he hasn't used it yet. Whoop, button this time. Jump like kick. Just walks right under it. Gets the crouch, and that should be the round.
Got him. Yeah, Low Ti3r God staying well in this game. He's still got a lot of room to work with, but the way he's been spending his meter, a little bit wiser every now and then. Good check on the crouch strong. No conversion, no footwork. Already trying to oppress Low Ti3r God, firing right back.
See that Fierce right there. Nice jump over. Footwurk trying to find a hit again. And of course, you can tell by those buttons. Ooh, another tackle. Ooh, neutral jump. Does not get it. There's a back throw. Low Ti3r God's going to be out of the corner this time around. Jump back roundhouse. Gets beat out by the jab.
Again, look at that oppression from Footwurk. All the buttons. using at the right range, trying to catch Low Ti3r God off guard.
Stand light kick. That was sick, actually. Ooh. And once again, we talked about this, man. Footwurk's pressure with Bison, and like we don't see Bison's this active. That's a game 7 for Footwurk.
And again, Low Ti3r God tried to contest the dash up the first time, and Footwurk went right back into it. The first time he missed, second time he snuck in a counter hit jab, but he was not ready. Again, having Footwurk dominating in the ground game in the corner has been such a problem for LTG. Again, he's good at active defense so long he's within the neutral space, but when it comes to the corner, it's just lights out.
All right, gets that throw, crush counter with the step kick. You see that scissors kick again. And you see LTG he's not trying to give up that spot, but I feel like he can fight a little harder for it. Like, partially fighting for that ground, but a lot of neutral jumps is definitely not going to help him out. See right here, there's another neutral jump. That's exactly what I was talking about. Footwurk dashes up and he neutral jumps. And I feel like he does not have enough fireballs out there to make him respect that neutral, but there's a reversal just in case.
Yeah, I like that trade too for Low Ti3r God actually, because Footwurk spent the meter for that and the damage output was just about the same. Oh, he could definitely hit that, yep.
Heavy reversal will work out for Low Ti3r God, but it might not work out for the rest of the round. Dashes through him.
Yeah, V-trigger properties able to cancel out of special moves just like that. And again, you know, we haven't seen an Aegis activation in a long time, Steve. It's been quite a while for Low Ti3r God. I think he's more concerned about getting his defensive footing back away from Footwurk.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, what a neutral.
A lot of feet in those sentences. But in general, he hasn't been able to get his grounds back against Footwurk in the neutral. So that's why he's spending all these V-reversals. He's spending the meter at the wrong times.
I mean, but it's better than not having it. You know, at least you know that the person is paying attention enough to block and defend against. Oh, wow, I don't know if that was a cross-up or not.
Oh, that was intentional. I'm giving, the roundhouse is so sick.
And there's that Aegis you was asking for.
Finally. I ordered this last week. There it is. Yeah, you know, tough spot to be in. One more touch, and he finds it.
Of course. Of course.
Ooh,
of course.
What are you saying, Steve?
I don't know, man.
All right, cool. Well, moving on. It's going to be game 8 for Footwurk. That was a tough one. You know, I didn't really think he was going to use EX scissors.
I didn't think he was going to use
to be
EX
honest
scissors
with you.
either.
Very unorthodox, but it worked out tenfold for Footwurk. He's trying to make sure he gets to the throne room. He's trying to get past the mini-boss that is LTG, the giant golem guard that is stopping him straight at the steps. This is a very, good-looking RPG is what's going on right now.
I know, right? They're just fighting in the middle of the King's Court.
Yeah.
801 Strider just sitting on his throne. I am not entertained. If I have to, I'll get up and do it.
And you know he's going to be toying with his opponents. He plays Laura.
Jump in fierce again, and you see Footwurk not afraid, just hops right back in.
Yeah, back-to-back jump-ins, uncontested from Low Ti3r God. You can tell he's being a lot more timid. I think he's getting in his own head.
Step kick again.
Oh, he tried, but the counter hit, again, leaving so much damage on the table.
Oh, neutral jump at the latest time possible before he hits the ground. That's going to get him out of the corner, and now LTG's in the corner taking these jump-ins. Nice jab to interrupt the approach. Nice.
Oh.
Gets the throw.
One more to do it. One more touch. He does get it. Okay, excellent. You know, Low Ti3r God misses his opportunity to kind of catch that backdash, but still walks up in his face, gets to grab, builds a little meter for himself.
All right, you see Footwurk just instantly goes right back to try and getting in.
And again, this turtling style that Low Ti3r God has been playing, you know, it's great in the neutral space, but then, you know, the downside is you put yourself right into this oppressive position where Footwurk reigns.
The gray light that keeps adding up on Low Ti3r God's side.
Oh, the crush counter mid-air, that's pretty deadly.
Gets that EX tackle. Oh, I can't believe he actually walked under it.
I was just as amazed as you are. I thought that was going to clip Low Ti3r God at the very last end, but again, narrowly escaping the clutches of Footwurk.
Jump back roundhouse again. Oh, wow. That was a great attempt at an air there, though. It's that forward throw.
Mouth, yeah, he tried. Nice anti-air choice. Crouch Fierce doesn't get much off of it, though. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. That counter hit conversion. Plus frames. Yes, it's still his turn.
Oh, my God. Oh, jump back roundhouse.
I felt that from here, and I had a headset on. That was gross. That jump back hitting him right in the face. Active defense is the name of the game for Low Ti3r God.
to 3. Low Ti3r God not out of this yet. That's the beauty of first to 10s. Not really out of it until, you know, they get 10 wins.
Until you're out of it. Yeah, 100%. It's just, you know, a couple more games for him. I hear you. Slide out the gate. No real punish there from Low Ti3r God, but again, getting that damage.
Cross jab again. Goes right over, whiffs the head, but he's definitely going to get a tackle. Small push. And you see that defense from Low Ti3r God trying to kind of change up a little bit. He's trying to take his time, his turn a little more often. Footwurk still playing a nice, solid game, though.
There he goes. Yeah, now he's actually playing the fireball game a little bit more. Something we haven't seen a lot this entire set, actually utilizing the fireball in the neutral space so that Footwurk has to second guess his approach.
Stand medium kick. Strong gets to confirm. And you see Footwurk. I was about to say, why is he waiting so long? There's the activation.
Oh, he tried to go for somewhat of a frame cut, or it could have been an input error. Who knows? But Footwurk, look at all that gray life and chip damage.
I was about to say, he spent so much. He just spent so much.
Did you see the look on LTG's face when that happened? Man, that was rough. I felt for him because he used meter on that. He used the EXP drop.
Crush counter. Drops it.
Nice check, stand
That was
check.
a good button. And then he gets the crush counter of his own. Dash jump. Look at the damage on that.
Racking that stun up as well as the damage. Already at 50%. Handshakes. Oh, he dropped it. Could have gone the tackle route for the stun. He just went for the slot.
Good. This isn't good. You see the dash throughs from Footwurk?
He's trying to dance on him. This song just came on.
This is my favorite. Scissors kick again. Another.
I like that.
Tried to dash through too.
Yeah, he's choosing when to press his normals. He's not being antsy here, but he does have V-trigger on deck. He doesn't need to activate it. Great conversion. That's a 3-hit combo that was off of a counter hit initially, making sure he seals the deal.
All right, here we go. Low Ti3r God can get another one on the board if he plays his cards correctly.
Oh, I guess, you know, that's why, one of the reasons why he stopped doing the fireball initially was because of that.
He kept eating it, just saving it.
He's taking leftovers for the for the house. He's getting hungry later.
He got a family to feed, man.
Oh, he grabbed another roundhouse. That's what that was. You saw the early startup frames of roundhouse. He just pickpocketed it.
Oof, EX out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely from downtown trying to take that exit. But again, Footwurk trying to escape the corner here. Finds the right option. Yeah, Low Ti3r God on the fence now.
And you can see this pressure looking mighty fine from Footwurk. Dash through, gets a jab, nothing big, gets the crush counter down for fierce, and that is that. We got one more round. LTG definitely needs to make some changes if he wants to come out of this on top. And to boot, even if he did have another character, he'd have to stick with Urian.
You know, I still haven't seen any standing medium kicks to kind of enforce the neutral game a lot stronger than a fireball can.
I've seen one or two, but nothing too wild to
stop Footwurk from moving, right? Yeah, he hasn't been stationary this entire time.
And Footwurk is just looking comfortable. You see LTG just thinking about it to himself, speaking out loud, which is one of the things you have to do. Not everybody does it, but I can tell you right now, it definitely helps.
I can tell you from back here, that was definitely the saltiest thumbs up I've ever seen. 100%. It's just, you saw it, right? Good call from Footwurk. Again, getting that conversion, all the damage that you need, and you're pushing him to the corner. This is looking like a strong start for Footwurk.
Oh, gets that throw already. And just no confirming the tackle from those all those counter hits. Ooh. Nice block. Now you have to wonder. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he had V-skill on deck. That's why it didn't knock him down. Using the V-skill property, granting you an extra bit of armor during your special moves.
Oh, just fishing with that standing roundhouse.
Activation, that should kill. Got him. Low Ti3r God fighting for dear life here.
There we go. Low Ti3r God definitely not out of this yet. There's still one more game for Footwurk to have to win if he wants to claim this. There's another throw.
Try to contain yourself, Steve. Try to contain yourself. Footwork's just gonna go in. You could feel it. The tension is increasing. Low Ti3r God spending all the meter.
Oh, wow. Still ends up on the same side.
Oh, here we go.
Footwurk going in right now. Gets that back throw, put him back in a better position for him. V reversal. Whoa, wow. Toward medium punch again.
Here comes Footwurk, Activation City.
All right, not over just yet. There's a throw.
He's saving the
neutral
meter.
jump, and he found the hit, but no confirm. There it is. Oh, wow. What an air-to-air right there. Low Ti3r God puts another one on the board, keeping himself alive in this set. Jesus.
He's trying to make it as close as possible, and you know what? Now's the time to do it. You already have 9 games to your 4.
So you're saying he should just close this out. That's what you're saying.
Look, man, if I were Footwurk, I would not give LTG any chances to breathe.
Yeah, I don't blame
Just smother him as soon as possible. Don't let him survive.
Well, you can see that LTG is playing back at a further range. Gets that V-skill power up.
Yeah. Oh. The only one I really see actually using that roundhouse is LTG. Very unique.
Especially like that.
Oh, he tried it. He tried to handshake the soccer slide. Definitely a red card.
There's a tick.
He's trying to savor it.
The jump in, and what a conversion by Low Ti3r God.
Now he's got full V trigger. Is he going to spend it for the V reversal to get out? No, he's going to activate. He tried the stutter step. Didn't work.
Counter. It's the mirror is slowing down the progress of Footwurk.
No, that's the new meta. He's just going to pretend to get hit just so that he can throw Low Ti3r God off. That's what it was. He's going to hit Low Ti3r God, bounce off the mirror so he cancels the recovery, and then goes back in for the combo. That's not a real thing, but I'm just saying. It looked pretty cool.
I was about to say, man, you spoke that up. That was crazy.
It looked really cool. I'm just, you know.
Stand roundhouse again. That's standing strong. Another EX reversal headbutt.
All right, getting things started is Low Ti3r God. Again, don't count him out just yet, but Footwurk, on the other hand, full critical art on deck.
You have to remember that using that V reversal meter puts Low Ti3r God in a very dangerous situation. He only has 1 EX bar and he only has 1 reversal bar. Working on 2 right now, uses those EX knees. There's another throw by Low Ti3r God.
Oh, he caught the end of those shiny boots.
Or V reversal again.
You know, Footwurk lands his roundhouse, you know what's coming up, right? Well, you know, we're probably not going to see that chance, actually. Low Ti3r God doing very well in the keep away. He knows exactly how to answer that.
That was good.
Don't even try it.
That was good. And Low Ti3r God keeping himself afloat. He's on a life preserver out in the middle of the ocean, and he's blowing air into that bad boy to keep himself afloat. Nice.
I mean, if he keeps doing that, he might stand a whale of a chance against Footwurk. He just might take him over. Who knows? The tides might turn.
Crouch jab again. Gets that tackle. Not the proper punish, but definitely gets a nice chunk of damage.
Again, this active defense from Low Ti3r God is more of a hit-and-run style. He'll get the hits. May not convert to the highest damaging combo, but still trying to make it effective here.
You see, Low Ti3r God content. He has a significant life lead. There's a tech on the throw. Crouch fierce again.
Ooh.
And Low Ti3r God puts another one on the board.
Let's go. He's getting his own rebounds like Charles Barkley. He's throwing it off the backboard. He's putting it, dunking on Footwurk is what he's doing. That's why he's jumping so many times. He's just getting ready. He's boxing out the players, getting ready to get those rebounds. And he does so. Puts himself at 5-9 against Footwurk.
And you see he's still deep in thought over there. Footwurk.
He might have been too contempt here. He had a significant, very significant game lead in this set. But you know, Low Ti3r God.
Oh, just puts the suit on right in front of him and gets hit just for trying to show off. There's a back throw. It's going to put Footwurk in great position. Dash up, forward throw again. And he's still working on a perfect right now.
Oh, one more hit for stun. Yeah, that throw is definitely going to do it. Footwurk potentially sitting on a perfect. No, goes for the reset.
Oh my God,
and he
it
checks
gets the
him.
crush counter.
Hits him with the Kanye West. Reconstructive surgery on his jaw.
Through the wire?
Oh, that anti-air wasn't happening this time around. He tried it, but it was at a different angle. Footwork now again with the suppression with the scissor kicks. Good answer, Low Ti3r God again using that V gauge.
Footwork is on set point right now.
Oh, the double knocking on the doors with the elbows. He's just trying to get through. He's throwing elbows. Again, look at this. It's just he's just everywhere. Footwork is just, you know, he's sitting on pretty much set point, but he's taking his sweet time.
Dash in again. Following that EX ball. V reversal.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Another throw. Step kick.
Yeah, he's at advantage on that one.
And you can see Low Ti3r God just constantly walking his way in, gets that back throw again, getting down to the wire. If he gets hit by this critical art trigger that he has, he could definitely take the round, tries to dash under, gets hit by the reverse, and that will be that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, really unfortunate play, but again, Footwurk had that last sequence where a little bit more gray life coming your way, and he could have canceled into the critical art. It could have been, you know, a checkmate scenario for Footwurk. But again, Low Ti3r God still put up a very valiant effort towards the end. So impressive stuff from both ends.
If you look at the if you look at the count, it really wasn't that bad. Low Ti3r God was definitely making some smart strides to bring back the set. I feel like the only thing that actually stopped him was he wasn't doing optimal punishing. He was just taking tackle. He was getting like a nickel's worth of damage when he could have got like, you know, a quarter's worth, and that definitely catches up with you.
Yeah, that's 5 times the amount of damage you're going to need because, again, that made up all the difference for some of his rounds. Barely losing, you got to kind of look back and see what happened in those rounds, and you could see some of the meaties were missed, some of the counter hit conversions were kind of dropped, and even if he landed a hard hit like a crouch fierce, he would opt to go for straight tackle instead of buffering the Mega Buster into the tackle, where you would get significant amount of damage and a meaty setup immediately afterwards. So you got to think, you know, look back at those matches and see where LTG's ground game kind of lacked a bit. But, you know, on the upside, his active defense, pretty damn good.
No, his active defense was pretty good. I feel like sometimes he went to it so many times, though, that it became predictable. And Footwurk caught on to it, so he started dashing under him, hitting buttons, getting those crush counters, even resetting with jab, and sometimes even getting throws. Like, I just like his Footwork's awareness to be sure that he was in control to make some of the choices that he made, because I feel like Low Ti3r God kind of left that on the side when he could have had it in even more damage. He could have had better positioning.
Yes.
He was really good on the anti-airs. He didn't use that much medium kick, like you said.
At all.
And that's, I feel like that's one of the things, too. I feel like if he had thrown that medium kick out there, he would have had to respect that ground game a little more.
No, absolutely. Being able to cover that much distance is very detrimental to Bison's game, because majority of the time Footwurk wants to either dash in or scissor kick. But again, having those two normals in mind, stand medium kick, low medium kick, one of the higher or better tools in Urian's kit, you know, it's definitely going to be a game changer.
Well, with that being said, we're going to get to talk to both of these gentlemen about their loss and their wins and their victory, and then we're going to get to talk to the King. That's what's going to happen right after we come back from break here at ESL King of the Hill. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Footwurk with the success. Yo, man, you do like the. I did say you like to hit the buttons. I like to say. Congratulations, man. You actually had a lot of control of that set. Yeah. Can you tell me what was your initial thought going into the set? Just so the people at home know.
Right. Well, my initial thought going to the set was we have a few Urians back home. Plus, I know a lot of people know Mike and Ike. He also has a Urian. I have been practicing that match a lot, and I feel like that matchup is kind of even because Urian has a 4-frame, and his reversal is it doesn't hit on the first frame. Right. So Bison can pretty much maul him. You know, he has to spin that V reversal, and I have to read it. So I was really, really like comfortable. You know, I was like, yeah, you know, I can just maul him and do what I want to him.
Is there? Okay, you said you have experience. So let's just say you were telling LTG, like, yo, man, these are the things you did wrong. Right. What were some of the things you noticed?
Well, it's funny that you say that because I've played LTG before, and I've given him some tips, and I see that he implemented in this set here today. But what I would say is that his anti-airs were on point. But you have to react to those dashes. I got in.
Because you were legit just like, what's up? What's up? What's up? Like you were
you got to react to those dashes. Like, I mean, I know the 6-frame lag, and a lot of people, like, when you're playing Street Fighter, you're looking for specific things. So like you're looking for a 1, 2, 3, then dash up, or a 1, 2, 3 jump. You know, I will 1 dash, 1, 2 dash.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Over,
So yeah,
like,
look for the dashes. His anti-airs were on point. His anti-airs versus the Devil's Reverse was on point.
That's true.
Also, when he got the hit, he didn't convert into nastier mix-ups with Urian and the damage. Yep, the damage output was most definitely lopsided on my end because I was taking more damage.
You were definitely taking a lot more damage. Yeah. What are one of the strengths? You said it's pretty even, but let's just say you were fighting another Urian. Like when you have all this experience, what are some of the shortcomings Bison has versus versus Urian that you notice?
Like his strengths in the matchup?
Well, yeah, some of his strengths and his weaknesses.
His weaknesses? Well, his strengths is, like I said, that he has his 3-frame normal. Okay. That pretty much puts into anything that Urian wants to do. So at that point, instead of Urian, he has to pretty much force a backdash or force the headbutt. He can't wake up headbutt, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, he can't wake up headbutt anymore, though. The weaknesses is that Urian actually can control Devil's Reverses, which is Bison's one of his most effective get-in tools. If the Urian's on point, he actually doesn't have to anti-air with standing roundhouse. He actually can dash under it.
The technology.
You know, pay attention to Nemo. Pay attention to Nemo.
Okay.
But yeah, so he can pretty much do those things.
Well, you have your work cut out for you. You are technically an East Coast resident, and you are going to play Laura now. Last week's King did do quite a number on Nerd Josh. How are you prepped for that match?
Okay, so I hate Laura. That's the first thing.
Who doesn't?
I hate Laura. But but I actually, like I said, Michigan, home of the Laura, Wolf Chrome, who shout out to his own E-League on the playoffs. And also Seth LOLOL, who was the cross Tekken champ.
Yes,
you know,
that's true.
he also plays Laura. And yep. And also we have another really, really good Laura, SRM Steve, who's a Super Diamond Laura, who plays with Chris T and others, you know, so it's from actually over here on the West Coast. So I have a lot of Laura experience, you know, so I'm pretty comfortable. Plus in ranked, you run into 1,000 Laura players. So I kind of just did my basic locals grinding from online to prepare for that.
So when it comes to studying, looking up the person you have to play, you don't do any of that, or you just feel like it's more based off character, not player character?
Actually, it depends. Sometimes it's player, character, player, you know what I'm saying? Or character versus character. It could go either way, but I do study. I try to at least look up the most recent footage of my opponent, you know, to see what their recent tendencies are and try to compare them to how they do against other players. Not just one player or one matchup, just other players, because they make, like I said, sometimes it's player, character, player, you know.
A lot of people kind of leave those things at home because they feel like it's mostly based on character. Sometimes they feel like they can only play player. I'm glad that you have that insight because it's not too many people that understand that much about it. Do you have any strategies going in right off the bat versus 801 Strider? Because, like I said, we did see what he was capable of last week. He's a very mix-up heavy character. Do you feel like your active play style can get to you versus him? Do you feel like it might hurt you a little bit, or do you feel like it'll be okay?
To be honest, I noticed against players like him and Brian F. That my over-aggressive style can kind of hinder me in those type of situations because Laura's like, for Bison and even Ken, is hit and run. I can't allow her to hit me because I have no reversal, you know. So I have to pretty much play I can't allow her to jump too much, really at all, you know. And I have to control that space where she wants to be because I do have the buttons, but she has the fireball.
Okay. So, well, you said before that you do have a pocket Ken. No spoilers, I hope. Are there situations, are there matchups, you don't even have to say what matchups or if there is, but if there is, are there matchups that will make you switch, or do you feel like there's only a certain amount of time that's going to happen? Like you get beat up and you're like, you know what, Ken might do better, or is that just you leave it on the table?
It's more of a how I'm feeling type of thing. Like, I feel like Ken does all right in any matchup that he can combo his overhead in because that's a very dangerous 50-50 mix-up.
Any of the smaller characters.
Yeah. So, but like against Laura, like I could see myself pulling out Ken versus Laura if I really needed to because of the reversal. Yep.
That is something to look forward to. Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and send it over to Vicious and Low Ti3r God over the desk as my man prepares.
And we're back over here at the desk. Again, Low Ti3r God, you had a pretty good run. You know, I got to admit, back-to-back weeks, we had the West Coast representatives only taking 1 game apiece, and you came out the woodwork with 5. A solid 5. Not bad. You know, I mean, going into what Footwurk was saying earlier, kind of getting the tendencies of characters and players and whatnot. I actually want to know your insight on how you felt about the entire set in general. Like, what was going on through your mind? I know you had a few adaptations here and there. We'll get to that in a bit. But again, just your overall thought process.
First off, my overall thought process was this is the most nasty rushdown Bison I've ever played. Considering that I play Bisons online all the time, I've never played a Bison that rushdown heavy and that confident to just barge in on my Urian like that. So there's just, I feel like there's a couple of holes in my game that I need to fill, but that's why I was able to come here to do that, to kill those tournament nerves, kill those offline nerves. And Footwurk actually kind of helped me kind of eradicate a little bit of those nerves. I just wish that I would have maximized on my damage a little bit more and, you know, just played a little bit more solid. 5 games is good, but maybe I could have got a little bit more had I known a couple of key things about the matchup in general.
Yeah. You had 15 games overall to work with. Again, still an impressive run. One thing that stood out to me the most about your play was your active defense. We kind of emphasized that back and forth, Steve and I. We were talking about your active defense. You like to jump back, catch some normals, and you know what? Your knowledge of the matchup against Bison, although it wasn't fine-tuned, you still had your own kind of game plan there. You knew how to anti-air with the roundhouse. You knew when to jump back against Bison. Kind of reminiscent of Street Fighter 4. Now, like, you understand how Bison kind of wants to work, right? So, with that being said, what do you think, other than just, you know, trying to not drop the combos, what are you going to take into consideration the next time around in the training room, or even for the next tournament?
Completely punish dashes. I seen the purple blur over and over again. And here's the thing. Let me tell you, players, when you're playing offline, it's a totally different experience. You could see the dashes coming online. I could see them online. Offline, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's
different.
It's purple blur. I don't know what button to press. So I would say punish dashes a lot more and just play with a little bit of overall more confidence in the matchup. That's basically it.
You know, that's respectable. I understand, again, having a certain amount of games offline, online can really kind of make it harder for certain players, you know, having to transition between online and the offline community, because, you know, not every scene gets to have the blessings of being able to play to somebody next door and whatnot. But, you know, for the most part, it's still, you had a pretty impressive run. I can't emphasize that enough. Again, being able to take more than 1 game this week. Again, it's been back-to-back. You've been technically, these past couple of weeks, one of the better representatives for King of the Hill for the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in there. And if you haven't noticed, he hasn't been able to go to many tournaments. So, you know, this is definitely a revival of your play style. It's definitely going to be exciting to watch you in general. Now, again, watching these matches, I still kind of feel Urian is a mid-tier character. Your thoughts?
I totally agree. I mean, we discussed this before. Urian it's a situational character. I don't always get a chance to use my Aegis, but when I do, I have to make sure I have the key point mix-ups ready to go in every situational thing, which is why I watch a lot of Nemo. That's a Urian player I study. So I actually stole a lot of stuff from him, but I didn't get a chance to display my Aegis tech the way I wanted to. But hopefully I'll be able to do that in the future for you guys.
Well, you know, it's been a great run for you. I mean, hopefully we get to see you back either on King of the Hill, maybe another weekly tournament in general, just to have you on. But for the most part, where can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter at Cocky Sparrow. That's COCKY_Sparrow. My YouTube is YouTube/Sparrow25. And my Facebook is just Alon Sparrow. I'm very active on Facebook, very active on Twitter. And guys, up the ratio likes on my videos. Stop going to my videos and hitting dislikes.
Come on, you can't even steal content from this guy. Come on, give him a break. And you know what? He's smart enough to keep it to his name. It's not even a Low Ti3r God channel. You know what I'm saying? Because he's already playing Urian, mid-tier. You know, he can't change that anymore. He's keeping it safe. He's keeping it to Sparrow. And you know what? That's fine. I understand. But either way, it was great having you on the show. It was you know, insightful to see you coming back into the tournament scene, bringing that Urian play, and hopefully we get to see you a lot stronger.
And thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. So we're going to kick it off back to Steve over at the Cabs with the current King of the Hill.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the King. Hear ye, the King. It's on the court, sir. How you doing?
Doing good, man.
Well, you're back another week, another ESL King of the Hill, and this time the opponent has changed. Your no surrender footwork. Are you prepared, sir?
I feel pretty confident.
Hold on, man. You can't be, you know, I mean, I feel pretty all right. I drank my orange juice, had my Wheaties. Like, you are just coasting through all this. I see what you're doing. That's part of the mind game. Footwork, don't listen to this. This is a trick. Anyways, continue what you were saying. That's just a disclaimer.
No, honestly, Footwurk is kind of a unsung hero of Street Fighter V. Like he's not very well known, but he's a talented player. I'm not gonna underestimate him, but I know I've put in the time. I know the Bison matchup. Yeah, I'm confident, honestly.
Yeah, like you said, he is a multi-talented game player, so of course you do have that. Do you have any Bisons that you actually get the chance to practice with?
I don't know, man. All the diamond Bisons and super diamonds and the platinum Bisons that beat me once and take half of my points. Yeah, shout out to all you guys. Yeah, that's where it comes out. You know, that's where the matchup experience is from. But a lot of it is training mode. I feel like that's something that players still don't use in this game. You know, combos might be easy and you might not require as much training mode as Street Fighter 4. But I feel like in this game, you require quite a bit more training mode than Street Fighter 4 in defending against BS scenarios, right?
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, a lot of characters in Street Fighter 5, like you said before, you have to go to training. I mean, how else do you know how to defend versus an Aegis like setup? You don't know that unless you're training. How do you deal with Bison dashing through you? How do you deal with Laura and that stupid Spark Show V-trigger?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you know, now you don't know.
That's fair, honestly. That's fair. Yeah.
Shut up, Jeremy. Anyways, I think that's really smart that that you do, you know, shout outs to, you know, training mode to make sure that that's more useful in your matchups. Do you feel like when it comes to that training mode, do you feel like it plays a bigger part in high-level tournaments? Because a lot of players feel like you said, situationally, they are ready for it, but they just drop combos. Do you feel like that like that actually carries over into high tournament play?
Absolutely. Like, how do you go to a tournament and expect to do well if you haven't, you know, trained on these scenarios? Remember, this is Street Fighter V. The match can end because you don't understand a scenario. It'll end. Like 2 out of 3, boom, gone.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
so
true.
if you don't know how to defend against that, I mean, good luck in losers, man. Hopefully you run a gauntlet because, yeah, you have to. It's a necessity.
So I'm glad you said that because, like you said, there are people that believe that, you know, Street Fighter V has a lower ceiling than Street Fighter 4. So with, you know, for you to say that says something. I'm gonna remember that. I might have to quote you on a few things, but we'll talk about that later. Do you feel like anything? If there was anything you had to tell Footwurk right now before the match, without giving away too much, what would you tell him?
Hey, man, we're going to flip the coin a lot of times. You better hope you guess right.
That sounds like an actual street fight. Look, you don't know what I got in my pocket. I can have a puppy, a gun, or a knife. Who knows? Who knows? One's going to hurt more than the other. Or a bowling ball. Who knows? Well, well, good luck in your first to 10 sets, sir. I'll be calling it from over here on the side. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, the king will attempt to protect his throne from footwork. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ESL's King of the Hill. We are back for the next first to 10. Who's going to be the new king or the retaining king we have upcoming? It's going to be 801 versus No Surrender's Footwurk.
This is even Strider even said himself. He's like, I'm actually pretty impressed. This Footwurk guy is pretty aggressive. I was like, yeah, that's how he goes. That's how he plays.
I mean, at this point, can you really believe him? Because he's been downplaying ever since last week. He's been talking.
Oh no, he sounded like just a guy standing on the street. Like, yeah, man, you know, I do what I can. Definitely just picked up this trash off the ground. Got to go pick up a kid. I'm like, man, you're going to just downsell it so hard that we can't even tell where you're coming from? I mean, right. I feel like that's the proper strategy. It's strategy because why wouldn't you do that? You don't want to give away any of your cards. I tried to sneak something out of him, but he legit was like, yeah, we're just going to flip a coin, man. Who knows what can happen, man. I was like, crap. I wanted to hear what he was going to say.
Right.
But, you know, you can't win them all.
He's keeping it to himself, you know, like the calculated chess master that he is. Here comes 801 Strider again versus NS Footwurk. We're going to be expecting a Bison versus Laura.
Oh, okay. Well, of course, Bison versus Laura, but he said himself that
he does have a pocket can.
He does have a pocket can. I know he has a pretty good pocket can because I played him season 1. And as much as people like to, you know, scream and yell, Kent's not all that different. So,
sure, yeah. I mean, I could kind of agree to that.
Yeah.
But in general, I feel that him using Bison now is trying to get that out of the way. I know he's used Ken a lot more. I've seen some of his footage,
I've definitely seen
his Twitch, his Twitter. You know, I've seen a lot of his work. But again, having that Bison this early in the game, you know, kind of it's a test of will, test of strength, test of how much work he's actually put in against the likes of a top caliber player like 801 Strider. Again, a Capcom Cup competitor.
Yeah.
We'll see how that's going to shine out for him in just a bit in the first to 10.
Yeah, I mean, Strider has definitely put himself through the paces as well as when it comes to competition. He well versed in the world of Street Fighter and how it works. Footwurk, like we said before, he's multi-talented in many games.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
He can't even take this game seriously. That's how easy I feel he has it. He's just joking around up there, just waving and smiling like it's his birthday or something.
I really want to see how this plays out. I want to see when Footwurk will choose to hit buttons in some of these scenarios. We just saw, we saw that Gustavo played last week, and he seemed like he had a lot of control of what was happening in the mid-range screen in a lot of instances. Was able to cut down and kind of just stop even Brian F from like doing almost anything in some of these situations, stuff and tap. So I know he has the knowledge to do so. What will Footwurk do to stop that? What does he have to answer that? We're going to find out. Switches the color.
I like that. Strider catching the jaw already. Kind of reminiscent of the last game.
Oh, Jesus. And then you see Strider go with a small head nod like, okay, all right, this guy definitely likes to hit buttons.
Oh, he tried that. Again, Thunderclap being a very big issue no matter who Strider plays. That's been the main dominant issue against Brian F, using Thunderclap stopping all that offensive pressure. Even more so against Bison, because he doesn't have the proper normals in some instances to react instantly and deal with it. So that's going to be something you have to think about as well. Rush counter roundhouse, going to get the knockdown. Not dead just yet, but he has triggered. And if he can make something happen, gets that crush counter sweep, dashes through. Oh, tries to go for that EX, but does not get it. That switches sides. The defense is definitely one of Strider's suits. He's good at that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that anti-air anticipation was on point. 801 Strider giving himself enough room to breathe just in case Footwurk either wanted to dash in, get the jump going. And you know what? He's trying to eliminate all the errors in each of those approaches. Oh, neutral jump again, and that standing medium punch just works out. Gets that command throw. Crouch fears to try to keep that pressure going, and jumps back a little too early and not able to punish because of it. Yeah, a little shy on that last command grab is Strider, but again, he's starting it up. That sunset wheel number 1. Trying to get a footsie game or a meaty game going. And here comes Footwurk, firing right back. Empty jump goes to the throw. Devil's reverse goes through to the other side and gets the elbow on top of it. If you could see my face right now, that was disgusting. And that series up by itself was ridiculous. All right, just uses that to escape. Full charge right there. And the Thunderclap still survived. Yeah, he had a little extra charge on it. First game, 801 Strider. Just the kind of things fair characters have, you know, long-lasting projectiles. Oh yeah, that travel slowly across the screen. She has a command dash, and and also a command throw is going to work. Yeah, absolutely fair. Getting the first game is Strider. Don't be confused what you see on your screen. It's going to be 1-0. We just started for those of you tuning in. It's going to be Footwurk again trying to fight off the reigning tyrant that is the King, 801 Strider. Oh, wow, what a reset right there. Again, that Thunderclap primarily used for his offense starter, but Footwurk found an opening with the jump in. Oh, gets the big cross up this time, but no conversion there from Footwurk. And Strider's going to take that and get a crush counter and push all the way to the corner. I think it was a confidence factor. He didn't think that cross up was going to hit. No conversion, but now Strider taking full advantage of that. Again, the corner sparkles. And that round started so well for Footwurk, and it just didn't end well. Kind of mirroring the very first game, getting that double crush counter on Strider. You know, he gets the momentum early, but then one false swipe, and then Strider's all over it. It's down for Fierce at that range. Oh, he tried to connect that Fierce. That was innovative. You know, he tried. Again, finds the jump in, wrong button presses again. Strider. And at this range, it's not looking too good because Footwurk can't get anything started right now. Strider's not letting him breathe at all. Will that work? No, blocks. Absolutely not. And then gets the punish on top of that nice delay. He talked about how turtly he is, how much he likes to down back, and it's showing. Blocks that critical art, gets the punish. 2 games to none already. Man, he's blowing kisses at the announcer's table. That is just something else. He knows he could hear us through the earphones. He's just having a great time. You know, these lower players, man, let me tell you something, Steve. Well, I mean, if it was so hard, I feel like he'd have less time to blow kisses at us. Kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? And once again, gets that cross up and just no confidence in him whatsoever. Opens him up in the front again. And you see him backdash to that area. Wow. What? Activation, spark show, backdash. Oh, he caught the end of those balls. Backdash, gets the throw. He's going to have to make something happen if he wants to take advantage of what's happening right here, getting that back throw. All right, still V-trigger on Laura. It's still a factor here. A little bit. Yeah, he's out. Oh. And there we go. Gets that follow-up Fierce after down forward Fierce to take a round. Gets one on the board. Footwork. Again, we hate to see damage left on the table. It's been such a difference and such an important factor in all these games. Footwork would have been finished way earlier in these games had he just gone for the optimal combos.
Yeah, and he actually landed a couple of cross-ups hits and was not confident in them and dropped them because of it. And because of that, he's 2 games down with only 1 round on the board.
Laura just shakes people. What can we say? Here we go. Sunset wheel number 1. Trying to fish for a crush counter. The delayed fierce. Oh my
man, that seems like it's pretty
fair.
I think that's just the right answer. I don't know how many more times you're going to want to go to it. That was really smart. The backdash. Why is it still there? There's a neutral jump. Gets the roundhouse. And look at the damage. Gets the cross-up again. He is 0 for 3, even though he finds the hit. Standing medium kick confirmed.
Meaty setup. Oh, finally gets a button on wake up.
There's the activation. He's got a crush counter.
He has to end it here.
Christmas.
Yes, he does. Yes, he brings the presence all the way down the chimney, self-created out of thin air. Strider 801, or 801 Strider kind of reeling back with a slight laugh. I'm happy about that.
One of my favorite things about Footwork, he might be my favorite Bison player because I get to say Christmas so many times while I'm watching him play, and that makes me happy.
If you enjoy Christmas, you enjoy Christmas. What can I say? That's
Strider.
what you got to do, right?
He's giving Strider the thumbs down. And then there's a thumbs up. You see that? Now that's proper Street Fighter V etiquette. Strider did not start the match because it was the thumbs down. Obviously, it might have been something wrong. So, you know, he waited until he got the thumbs up.
Yeah, you know, not all Laura players are disrespectful. He does have some sort of morals within him.
Okay, nice block on the jump in, but still gets opened up. He elbow again, and he's trying to get out of there, and he might be stunned if he... Oh, wow.
I completely retract the last statement I just made about morals and respect because 801 Strider pretty much chopping off the legs on Footwork.
Man, that was pretty tough. that was a fast first round.
Punish, yeah. May not have been the most optimal, but it's, again, damage is damage here.
All right, choosing the backdash out to get out of there. Tries to go for a down forward fierce. Another backdash, dash up and gets a crush counter. He catches Strider hitting a button and look and tries to go for another one. You greedy, greedy man. But he's young. He doesn't understand that he should take what he can get and no more.
Oh, no, not again.
Oh, he caught you peeking. You're trying to throw me? Break the glass.
Peekaboo, peekaboo, peekaboo. Getting the critical art on 801 Strider. Again.
Oh my God.
No.
What are you doing? You don't leave her alive.
He didn't have the meter to finish it.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
What a guess. Footwork. He's keeping the defense alive. 801 Strider could have gone.
No, he's ready. We've seen him, and you put like this. It would be different if he was moving around and he's V-skill dashing everywhere, but he set out Thunderclap and legit walked for it. He was like, I know you want to do something to get out of here, whether it's slide or jump out or Devil's Reverse or head stomp. I'll prepare for all of them, so just give it to me so I can stop it.
Yeah, at this point, you have to kind of bait the movement and retract towards the neutral rather than trying to get some sort of hit on Strider because, again, he's been ready and on point since last week.
Oh. Standing fierce, no counter hit, but still gets the combo. There's a throw from Laura. And the test with the jab gets the counter hit confirmed from Strider.
Again, that's a +1 scenario for Strider after that.
Oh.
Not being able to press a button is Footwork already in the corner. This is looking kind of the opposite of what we had between LTG and Footwork.
Oh. This time, getting the combo, proper backdash and punish, opens him up in the front, but not able to confirm. There's a standing medium kick again into activation. Neutral jump. All right, he's going to activate. Ugh.
Oh, no.
And that's going to be the round. And you hate to see that kind of thing. Now, that's the kind of thing you hate to see happen.
There was so much meter left over, Steve. He had so many leftovers. Good check on the low forward. Yeah, just trying to buffer it out. Strider.
Oh, jump back, roundhouse, and gets the combo? That was so far away.
Oh, man, that's so tantalizing. That
now the game has changed. Nice air-to-air right there in that situation. Standing light kick, crush, counter roundhouse from Laura.
Nice, getting that counter hit conversion again off of the jab. Thunder indeed. Yeah, that's such a nuisance.
Overhead.
Here comes Strider sealing the deal for game 4. Again, it's 4-1 within these two competitors. It's a first at 10, and you know, these guys just don't understand what's going on the screen.
See, look, he said, "How was that fair?" He was like, "That is fair."
Yeah, he's definitely talking to Footwork through the cabs. He's like, "Yeah, that's completely fair."
there's a little gap on those calves, you can definitely see each other. Those are Street Fighter V friendly calves. They have space for thumbs up.
Yo, I actually didn't know that until I actually came into the studio to see that myself. I was like, how do they know that they're talking to each other and all that?
Another jump back roundhouse. That seems like a pretty good answer if she's not going right to elbow. So that's actually pretty smart. But yeah, that hurts. Gets the jump in this time. He hits a button, no activation. Goes for the jump in.
Here he comes again, painting the fence against 801 Strider. Trying to keep those gaps closed, but he's going to spend that V reversal. He wants to make sure he does not get oppressed to the corner.
I like the patience here by Footwurk.
Oh, he finally nails that EX Devil's Reverse. Very awkward angle. Sit down.
And there's the stand-up jab. Not dead yet. Still has trigger available. What is Footwurk going to do? There's that movement that we were talking about earlier. There's another jump in and not another activation. That crouching medium kick.
So far, so extensive. Again, it still could have gone towards Footwork's favor. He still had V-trigger locked and loaded and a bar left to get some mix-ups going. Strider, again, keeping that neutral space in his control.
Elbow.
Wow.
Using that meter to get in, and there's another meaty elbow situation. There's a neutral jump. Gets that damage right back, and he still has the bar. There's a forward throw.
Oh, great maneuverability, but no.
Counter.
Yep. Stun City.
Gets that jump in. Oh, nice jab. There's the activation and no V. I swear I would have V-reversed it. Command throw.
First sunset.
Dash up. Jab again, no counter hit, and he gets the reverse this time. Oh, crutch counter. I caught you peeking.
Yo.
I caught you peeking. You see how he moves the skirt aside before he hits you with roundhouse? He's like, look, I want to show you. It's like he's about to unholster a gun, but it's just his knee, and he just crutch counters.
It just does just as much damage.
He's got a, oh my, oh, just okay when I hit the noise. That was godlike.
He's just firing right through the glass, Steve. Footwork, he's going to spend that meter early.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with that, because he could have virtually got stunned off that. He's going to do a lot of damage, mind you. But look at that stun bar, has one V reversal bar, and there's that activation.
The party starter. There's the reset, number 1. Sunset wheel. Is he going to do it again for the meaty? Not quite. Still going to get the stun eventually.
Oh my God, I would have thrown him.
There
and I would not right there. I would not have thrown him right there.
Yep, that's going to be 5-1 up for Strider. Very, very strong play. That was a very situation. He did not catch that jump back in time. Pretty much autopiloted that V-skill. I got to admit that looked like he assumed he was going to get it.
And we've seen a few missed conversions here by Footwurk. But they're not the worst. There are things that you can work on, and you see him. Footwork's a lot more ready. Wow. Was that crouching medium kick that hit? I couldn't even tell. It looked like it though, but oh.
What a response!
Wow.
Did you see that? I've never seen that tech used.
Get that out of here. What is this?
Footwork.
All right, there's that movement. Nice jump in, just barely clears it, and there's a throw.
I was gonna say he might be creating a new meta here in the neutral against Laura versus Bison.
And you know what I noticed? He's not doing too many stand light kicks in some of these situations that I feel like that's the better call. You see Strider walking up doing standing light kick himself just to see if it hit or not and try to confirm.
Glass broken again. Here comes Footwork, finally getting his offense started versus 801 Strider. Activation has to make it safe off that target combo. Hit.
Ooh. And medium kick, nice confirm.
Nice, there's another sunset wheel. Is he gonna go for another one? Meaty elbow.
And you have to be careful. You have to be careful.
Fully stocked, locked and loaded is 801 Strider. Full critical art, and then got Footwork on the other hand. 2 and I'd say a quarter bar. Still enough to make something happen for both players. Nice.
What a jump
conversion.
Oh, gets the cross up again and still no confirm. He could have had a lot more stun and damage.
Yeah, it worked out for him in his favor though. Kind of try to push in the corner, get that extra damage off that reset. But still, either way, significant life lead here for Footwork.
The triple stomp.
Very tough situation for Strider, opting not to use the V reversal because he wants to get the party started.
Wow. I like how he was just hitting post because he thought he was going to swing into it. We saw it earlier. There's a sunset wheel right there.
2 sunset wheels in a row. He's going to go for a third. He does. He's trying to get the trifecta. Will he make a full sunset car?
Stop being so disrespectful, guy. Stand medium kick block.
He goes for the sunset car. He's going to get a 5-wheeler.
A 5-wheeler.
He just might do it, Steve.
Oh,
he does. He gets
and the stun.
The first time I've ever seen 5 sunset wheels in one match. Come on now. Come on.
The sunset ferry wheel? the Ferris wheel? Is that what it's called? The Sunset Ferris
Apparently,
wheel?
you know, he's gone past the automotive industry and just going straight to amusement. He's got 5 wheels on Footwurk. Really, really strong play. And again, it was tough because he had such a small amount of health. Any touch would have done. You just blow on her and she would have died, right? But, you know, that's the kind of mentality he knew. 801 knew that Footwurk was going to be a little reluctant to press any buttons. And that's what led to his demise. It's going to be 6-1.
I think we have it right now. We're going to see the switch to King.
Oh, he was waiting for
now,
you.
let's see if this changes the outcome of this match at all.
Yeah, personally, I still liked a Bison over Laura, but you know, watching a couple Ken
I'm
players.
going to tell you right now, I'm actually a fan of his Bison now because I hadn't seen too much of it, but watching him play in action, and he got a sick color choice, and you see him just V-skill run to start it off.
Yeah, he's definitely not afraid. He's trying to make sure, send that message to 801 Strider. He's like, you're not going to train me. I've gotten a pocket character for you.
And I feel like Ken's sweep is a lot better in the situation of throwing out Thunderclap. And he has the perfect range for jumping over those Thunderclaps. Fireball at that neutral range. I like the footsies coming from Footwurk right now. V-skill dash into medium kick.
Again, it's so hard to really stuff 801 Strider preemptively to kind of stop those advancements. Oh, or jump fierce, I should say.
Oh, wow. Crosses himself up, commits to it, makes it safe with that EX Fireball. Really smart. Use that Tatsu, changes up the timing just a little bit. Activation off the double roundhouse. Oh, step kick.
Oh, yeah. Corner carry. Here comes Footwurk. Ooh, one more mix-up.
And
nice
that
block.
Commits to the overhead crouch, strong on retaliation. And I'm... Oh, no. Oh, the other side.
Went the other way, Steve. That's a one-way street. You are not allowed to cross over under there. How
and
did
we
he
in
do
South
it?
America, that's dangerous. Their roads are already reversed. And now you're going to go the wrong way down the reverse road?
0 helmets on top of that.
These guys don't even know what they're talking about.
Breaking the rules here. I like it. Yeah, the neutral space a lot more patient with Footwurk here.
Oh, EX elbow to get through, really smart.
Good blocks, but still 801 Strider. He's going to get a huge punish. You know, not as big as we anticipated. Went to the
Jump back
anti-air
roundhouse, confirm. Not gonna spin it all. Goes for the cross-up. Nice awareness by Strider. And with punish with standing medium kick, activation. 801 Strider, you sly dog, you. You sly dog, you.
He's definitely looking like Party City. He's got all the supplies to make the party go right. And he's up 7 games to 1.
Strider looks like he likes to party.
Oh, definitely. He definitely likes to party. See right there, he plays Laura. He's all about the party.
All right, here we go.
But we shall see. Again, it is definitely 7-1 between Footwurk and 801 Strider. You know, the switch hasn't gone too well for him just yet, but he's still getting started. No counting him out yet.
What I actually like to see is the fact that he does really well with both of these. I could see him playing both of these characters, both Bison and Ken, effectively. And just looking at some of the ranges he chooses to attack at with Ken, I could see it. Look at that nice reaction right there. And no commitment to that back medium punch. Definitely could have confirmed.
One thing I really need to see from Footwurk is kind of utilizing the V-skill in a different way. Not just going in when he feels like it. He's done that a couple times at the beginning of the matches, and 801 Strider stiffed out. He needs to use it kind of a little more sparingly. He's trying to contest. Man, that was a pinball effect if I ever seen it. Back and forth. That's going to be a punish.
And right now, we talked about it. Strider does play pretty lame. He makes you think he's playing crazy with this movement, but that V-skill dash is there just to mask the fact that he's actually turtling most of the time. And you can see he's not moving forward. He's slowed down his own footwork to keep up with Footwurk, because it definitely looks like if you let him get that spacing, that he's going to go all the way to the corner with it.
Nice call out on the Thunderclap from Footwurk, but again, not converting the rest of that damage. He got the back strong. Might have been a little bit too far for the rest of the Tar combo, so I understand why he pulled back.
Ooh, roundhouse. Air to air with the weak dash up. EX sunset wheel. Extra butter. I like it.
Oh, maximum butter this time. He's putting the whole thing on the plate. One more for stun. No, he's just going to charge it up and try to force Footwurk to make the errors here.
Ooh, stand medium kick after eating the Thunderclap. Man, that movement is too good. It's so stupid that this character is getting away with this. It's only stupid because Strider's doing it.
Yeah, only him, right?
Yeah.
Because he feels like he's putting in the most work, and we all know he's really exposing himself to be the party monster that he is. He's definitely not a scholar. He's just been slacking through college and just living the party experience. But for the most part, you know, Footwurk, again, he still has a smile on his face. He still has a few things up his sleeve. We still have a couple more games.
So I think he's switching back, maybe?
You know, the Ken playout wasn't too strong for him. He didn't get to be as liberal with his movements as he was with Bison.
Well, you said yourself that you prefer his Bison over the Ken in that matchup.
100%, Steve. Because again, the way Footwurk moves to capitalize against Laura is way more successful than Ken, because the way he tried to move with Ken was mostly V-skill. Coming out the gate, V-skill, double rounds. And you know, that definitely isn't going to pay off with a kind of character or a kind of player like 801 Strider.
Switch it to that default color Bison. Down forward Fierce trying to get something started right now. You see Strider not wanting to test that anti-air range, not too sure. Bison does have a pretty floaty jump. There's a standing medium kick as well. And no block on the V reversal. Strider trying to get something started. You see that stationary game coming into play for Footwurk. Still gets opened up though. Wake up light kick. Scissors again.
Oh, I like it. Just out of that anti-air elbow. Footwurk again trying to push 801 to the storms. Oh, the corner, but that medium kick activation.
Oh, crush counter again.
Oh no. Sunset wheel potentially. Oh, nice
Caught
bait.
the throw down Fierce. Sunset wheel to take it.
That was such a strong bait. Stands short, right in the range whether he wants to throw or low medium kick, but no, he just waits for the punish and gets that medium punch against Footwurk.
Dashes to the other side, so smart.
BD time, yeah, trying to contest the buttons, but Footwurk getting punished for it. Sunset wheel. Another one for stun.
Another one.
Thunderclap coming in. Hot for Fierce.
You just ordered this. It's hot.
Yeah, don't touch those plates.
Oh, anti-air to contest the jump in and
The
all.
patience from your boy Footwurk here.
Activate.
Again, he doesn't need that V reversal. He's going to spend that. The 801 Strider might be toying with his food.
There's another V reversal. Oh, wow, he was ready for that bad boy. And there's an anti-air again. And you see Strider kind of lures you into this sense of security, like he's not watching and waiting for you to jump in.
Right.
But he's always prepared to anti-air you, whether it's with standing medium punch or just, you know, air elbow to get that hard knockdown afterwards. And right now, set point is looking like it's in favor
of 801 Strider. That's right. You know, you got to take into consideration the life lead he had. There was very much little room for Footwurk to work with. That's why he's so able and ready to react to Footwurk presented, because he wasn't scared of losing that life.
Gets that first hit with crouching jab. Nothing going to come from it. There's a V reversal by Laura. And then you see Footwurk just dash right back in and try to get that offense started again.
Footwurk already pushing 801 Strider. Pretty significant life lead for him. Doing very well. He tried the anti-air, might have gotten a different input. Finding the way out, 801 Strider again, finding these holes, trying to jump out back to the neutral. Not a lot of life to work with, but dashes right under.
The other side again. Oh, and that was a setup. He knew that he was going to try to V reversal to stop that.
I hope I get invited to the next Strider party, because that's exactly.
I do too.
He's thrown so many.
They
I
are
haven't gotten
having
a
a
single
ball right now.
He's mouthing out fair to the camera or to one of us. I can't tell, but you know what? I don't believe it one bit.
I don't.
He dashed right under. He looked us in the eye. He was like, fair. So
under
fair.
his breath.
Yeah. Mouthed it out.
I want to party with a Strider party. He's got girls dancing in the street behind him. That's crazy.
Of all ages. All right, Footwurk again, trying to survive here. The armor usage, 801 Strider all over it. Again, this could be the potential finale between the players here. Footwurk needs to make it happen. Activation.
Nice pressure. Oh, just dispenses it, but still gets opened up by that crouch short and spins a little meter.
Oh, man. Oh, no conversion, though. The counter hit jab was there. Just didn't get to choose the right normal to continue. I like that. Painting the fence, getting that gray life going. Strider!
Oh, to get through. That EX. Sunset will another.
Brought the Sunset Moped. Is he going to go for the...
DJ Khaled went for another one, and he did not finish the round. He had the... crouch medium kick to take it. That was dangerous. That was dangerous.
He's still mouthing out fair. You know, that loss, that's the best time to use it after a loss. Just say fair. Nice anti-air roundhouse.
Roundhouse, we saw it again. Be careful, we saw him use that EX elbow. And I feel like that's one of the things that kind of stops Footwurk from just winning a lot of these situations. If he waited a little more, he'd be A-okay in some of these situations. Strider not anticipating that V reversal this time around. Footwurk with a significant life lead. Gets that back throw, dash up. Now that's a counter hit confirmed.
What's reset's happening?
Throw. Life just about even. Fair. Crush counter sweep. Ooh. Jesus, he smacked the hell out of her. Let's go. EX elbow.
No. No, not like this. Not like this, Strider.
Don't be reversal.
You cannot. You cannot make this stuff up. You really cannot, Steve. He was letting him get this damage. He was waiting for the right opportunity. And what happened? He did the most fair thing, Steve. He got sunset wheel after sunset wheel. Yeah.
Sunset Ferris wheel, man.
You know, that's
Ferris wheel.
He has an ESL crew shirt. He planned this all along. This was completely scripted. Did you see that?
Gotta fix my headset because that was some bull.
Yeah, I almost fell off my seat. You couldn't see it, but if there's ever a B-reel, you'll see me and him just. There was
whoa! It's like that guy that's like whoa. Anyways,
fair. I'm not even looking forward to whatever he has to say in his interview. I'm gonna be 100% honest. But
I mean, in all honesty, though, there was a lot, and we talked about this. There was a lot of damage left on the table by Footwurk. There were some instances in which he was not able to confirm, and I kind of like. I want to go back to what Strider said. Strider said himself, he's like, yo, man, sometimes you got to hit in that lab, and you have to know how to deal with every situation. There's not going to be a time where you're going to be prepared for everything, but it's best to knock as much as that out as possible so you don't have to worry about it later. I am impressed by Footwurk, and I know there are small things that he could have changed to do a little better. Would it have made him win? Who knows? But I know there are some things that he could have worked on. I'm pretty sure he's going to pay attention and, you know, follow up on it.
Yeah, one of the things being able to confirm those certain scenarios, when not to overcommit to something, when to actually confirm off of a cross-up. One of those things, you know, that happened back-to-back games. He never really got to get himself started off of that. But again, there's plenty more to work with. We could definitely think about or ask him how he was feeling about the matches in just a little bit. But again, it was a tough call. It was 10-1.
Yeah, 10-1. That's definitely nothing to shake a stick at. But you definitely got to go. I said nothing to shake it. You don't even know what that means. Anyways, he's definitely going to watch that. He's one of those people that does a lot of homework to make sure that he understands those matchups. So I want to see what he takes away from this set. I mean, 10-1 is a harsh loss, but yo, he came out, he represented quite well. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get to, you know, pick their brains a little bit, see where their thoughts were, and talk to our returning king, Gustavo 801 Strider, when we return.
Hey guys, welcome back to ESL's King of the Hill. I am here with No Surrender's Footwurk, who just played probably the toughest match of his life, or the toughest set in general, because look at the expression on his face. It pretty much says it all. You know, I'm just going to get right into it. Laura, how do you feel?
Okay, so I recently made a post on Facebook. Facebook Live did about Laura.
Yeah.
And I talked about how if I ever lose to Laura, I don't never feel like that I got outplayed in a match. I always feel that I guessed wrong. And that's every time. And as we can see here today, I guessed wrong.
Yeah, you flipped all those quarters and it always ended up tails. You were always picking heads in every situation. And you know, that's just the name of the game. It's Laura Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5. But for the most part, you did put in a lot of work in the first attempt. You know, how was that transition between going from Low Ti3r God to the chess master, the self-proclaimed chess master, Strider 801? How was it like facing a Capcom Cup competitor?
I don't really think, me and Steve, we actually talked about this earlier. I don't think that it was the player thing. I think if Strider played any other character, it wouldn't have been as hard. But due to his skill and the character, it does amplify how good he can play with the character. He was really good at making me guess wrong today.
You know, you're speaking the truth here. Absolutely. I'm trying to contain myself because I see Gustavo just smiling over here. He's just looking
like
over.
The downplay.
He is the king of downplaying. I am not even going to front. And, you know, it's a problem, you know.
Right.
But for the most part, we kind of saw you feeling a little nervous up there. You know, you did get your warm-ups and you had 15 games initially coming into the set. And you had a couple significant drops.
Yeah, I did.
One of them being a majority off of cross-up. Now, we saw you get these cross-ups, you got your momentum going, but then towards the end, you just kind of just dropped the ball. What was going through your mind in those instances?
I mean, for the most part, I got cross-ups because I didn't expect them to hit. So I expected him to block them, but they hit. So
Random.
Right.
He just, whenever he feels like blocking, I guess.
I know. I mean, like, I crossed him up, and then I would go for the delay crush, and he wouldn't get crushed. So I would cross him up, and I'll go for the delay tech, and he would tech. I'm like, so what game? I'm like, what game are we playing? But, yeah, those are the reason why I missed those. I actually was going for, I was trying to blow up delay tech. He wasn't delay teching. Then when he was supposed to delay tech, he didn't delay tech, so it just threw me off.
He is the epitome of RNG. That is definitely the random number generator if I've ever seen it. And you know, I can't run it past him. He has an ESL shirt that says crew on it. I kind of feel like he might be cheating in some way or another. And you see him celebrating with Tasty Steve in the back. You can't see it, but they're just definitely just shaking hands and giving each other a party. It's just
right. I mean,
it is what it is. But
it is what it is. I mean, overall, my match with LTG was really good, and I felt confident. You know, I didn't feel like I play a lot of Lauras, though I can't really say a lot of them are different. They are in a way, but the guessing is the same. They make you guess in different ways. But it's the same, if that makes sense.
No, it's the same kind of instance where you're trying to guess certain things afterwards, but it's just different timing. Right? It's different mentalities. Like, when do I feel like pulling out all the BS? Do I do it now? Do I instill that fear now or later?
Right.
Now, that being said, you actually had a switch over to Ken. Now, what did you feel was going to help you out in that matchup instead of Bison?
I picked Ken for his reversal, but all my reversals got blocked because he was trying to shimmy. He literally didn't block them. He's trying to shimmy me. And you see, he admitted it.
And it's true. And we saw it. Double EX uppercuts.
Yeah,
blocked.
He was trying to pretty much shimmy me, and he got the block. So I kind of got demoralized because I'm like, I can't guess right, not even on my dragon punches. So I'm better off with just Bison. I might as well just finish out the rest with Bison. In those last two games, I continued to guess wrong.
Right. It was a tough spot to be in. I completely understand. I mean, it's like playing the slot machines, you know.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, you have to get more quarters in your bucket to get at least one win. You know? It's a problem.
Right.
But overall, what kind of experience do you think you would take from this going forward against the likes of 801 Strider, or just for your professional career as a Street Fighter 5 player?
To be honest, I like this entire experience was really good for me. I'm glad that I was able to at least get on and showcase who I was, and able to, like I said, showcase my skills a little bit. It's more so of a growing thing. I'll continue to do what I've been doing, which is practicing online, going to my locals. Like I said, if I see top players such as 801 himself or others online, I'll try to ask for sets, you know, and just continue to level up my game. I mean, there's only so much you can do at a certain point. You just have to get better at guessing. Like you said a little bit before, luck does play a little bit into the factor of the Street Fighter V game in a way, you know. So I'll just have to, that's something I have to just work on.
Right, and you know, it's been a real pleasure having you over at ESL for King of the Hill.
For sure.
You had a very valiant run against LTG, and again, you just happened to run into a slot machine. It's,
Yeah.
it's really unfortunate. But again, where can we find you on social media before we go?
You guys can find me on Facebook, which I'm very active at. My first and last name, which is Christopher Footwurk Leggett. I'm sorry. And then my Twitter, which is ns_Footwurk. So I'm usually on there. Guys can ask me questions. I'm usually running sets all the time in between doing what I'm doing, you know. So feel free to hit me up for questions.
Well, Footwurk, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
No
We're going to throw it
problem.
over to the slot machine himself, a.k.a. the chess master. It's going to be Tasty Steve and 801 Strider.
Hear ye, hear ye. The king has retained his throne. No other shall challenge today. See you next week. Wow. A collective boo from the peasants at the... No, I'm joking around. Congratulations again, man. You are a cheater. How does it feel?
Honestly, it doesn't feel bad.
I mean, sir, you just killed 12 people. I mean, it happens, you know. People lose in Street Fighter. I blow them up with Laura. I just, you know.
Life goes on.
I'm going to tell you what he said. That was not a celebration. And you guys said, hey, I waited for the delay tech, and then he didn't delay tech. And then he was just like, that's Laura. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, that's what he said.
Okay, so basically, Footwurk tried to say that, he's pretty much this as a player, he's okay, but it's Laura. Yeah, I guessed right every single time. Now, obviously, what that means is if you pick up Laura, you're just gonna guess right every single time. It's the character. It's 100% the character. I knew when to tech. I knew when to go in. I knew when to command throw. But that's a character.
Wait, he just lost. Okay, well, now I want to play Laura.
Yeah. As soon as you play Laura, you flip a coin and it will land heads.
Dang! The special ability of playing with Laura.
That's what happens. Yeah. So.
He said the downplay king. Well, I saw early on you dealt really well with some of his pressure situations. We talked about you being more of a you play a lot more turtly than most. Do you feel like that pressure actually affected you at all?
No, I was ready for it. Like I know what the character can do. I know my options against it. Honestly, like I felt in control the entire set.
That's a major thing, especially when I look at the fact that like you didn't really change up too much outside. You had options for him backdashing to try to get out of situations. Even when he stood there, some of the series that you did where you did like chase down elbow, it was always forward. Were you mostly trying to push him to the corner before you started your pressure?
Yeah, and I got a read on him pretty early on that he would backdash after pressure. So, I mean, I just kept punishing it, and he kept doing it.
Do you feel like the places that you picked on the screen to stay stationary? Because there were times in the match where you literally just stopped moving. You were like, I'm a down back right here. What was that? Could you explain that?
I was waiting for him to commit to something, and he would.
Okay.
And I just punished it. So, yeah. I just sat there, and I counted down. Like, okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh, there he goes. Ah.
Oh man. So. You hear that? What? From Vicious. Well, that shows a lot. That shows a lot that you have that much installed in the game where you're saying, I'm going to wait for this. Did you sweat at all when he switched to Ken?
No. Honestly, I thought his Bison was doing pretty good. I got excited. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
I'm going to start watching you stream. If you're like this on stream, like, I'm going to watch. I want to just see the amount of downplaying that can actually happen in one stream. And
Laura's a complicated character. You know, she takes a lot of investment, you know. She's not for the faint of heart. So, for all you potential Laura players, just make sure you're ready for the amount of commitment and investment you're going to have to make.
You sound like the coach or the player that comes off the court and says, yo, I just gave 110%, you know. It's a dice game, you know. It's a flip of the coin. Laura, 110%, 801 strike. Well, congratulations regardless. And do you have any parting words or maybe even some kind words for your potential challenger next week?
I'm excited. Just, let's flip some more coins.
I'm excited. Let's flip some more coins. Congratulations, sir. Vicious, back to you.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's going to be returning as your current King of the Hill. You see there, 801 Strider, 10-1. That is sheer slot work action if I've ever seen it. That's definitely slot machines. Multiple quarters were needed for Footwurk. As you see, he's going to remain King of the Hill for the following week. And again, 801 Strider presenting that challenge. If you have more RNG luck than him, you definitely need to bring it in the next King of the Hill.
Yeah, I mean, we looked at that set and it wasn't the worst, but you can tell that Strider definitely had control for most of that set. Can't be mad at it, and it wasn't like Footwurk played bad, but it was a few things, like he said himself, that he wasn't able to take full advantage of. Right. He said he expected him to block it, and he got hit by it. And from what Strider says, that's just lore. Like, you just want people to get hit by stuff, but then they don't, and then they do. It's crazy. I don't understand. Maybe this is why I'm not good at Street Fighter.
It's definitely a different perspective when you get into the mind of somebody who's a chess master. 801 Strider definitely has his work cut out for him in the complicated character that is Laura. But all jokes aside, he really gave a good example of how he wants to control his characters. He's going off of the reads, and he makes very excellent reads. He takes down every player's tendency regardless of the situation. And one of those tendencies was also when he was talking about how he did the countdown. I thought it was kind of a joke, but it was kind of funny. He counted up to 3, and just to wait and see if they would jump, and it worked out for him. Again, that kind of control and that kind of mental discipline to just sit there and be that lame. Again, we call it lame, but that defensive is, it's top notch. It's exactly why he's been doing so well in the CPT circuit.
I mean, he's definitely a player to watch. And I even told him myself that, like, I want to see how he plays out in some of these tournaments that he goes to, especially when it comes to CBT ranking events and even Premier Visit. And I want to know, like, I want to see his path going to any kind of tournament, because I'm really interested to see that gameplay play out. I want to see how he adapts and plays with other players that might be more aggressive, that might turtle just as much, and vice versa. I want to see how that plays out. And, of course, same thing goes for Footwurk. We've seen him play. He did a really good job versus Low Ti3r God. Low Ti3r God actually impressed me. I'm not going to even say he did.
He did the best out of the West Coast contenders these past couple of weeks.
Hey, he has my attention. And
he's on the board.
You look at those things and you see what they take from each set. That's one of the, like I said, it's the beauty of this. You get this footage to go back and look at. You get to run it back and see how much you did wrong, and you have that footage that's right there for you. So that's something to think about as well. I know Strider's going to take a look at it. He is the king.
He won't. He definitely won't.
Well, if you guys would like to see those clips, make sure to follow at ESL SF on Twitter, as well as twitch.tv/ESL if you guys are enjoying. And why would you not? Because I'm here. And then, of course, we got this vicious guy here. He's also pretty good. He's normally here. I mean, you're really good. I mean, you wouldn't be here if you weren't.
I'm all right. I'm working on it.
And, of course, speaking of working, 8 p.m. Tuesday, Pacific Standard Time. Ultra Chin TV, if you guys are not aware, we talk about everything. We talk about Injustice. We talk about Street Fighter, Tekken, Guilty Gear, KOF, KI, Smash Bros. You name it, we talk it, and we do it every Tuesday if you guys are not familiar. So make sure you go follow Ultra Chin TV ASAP.
Yeah. Also, before we go anywhere about Ultra Trend TV, we actually have special Injustice 2 King of the Hill going on. So, again, be sure to stay tuned. We're going to have some Injustice 2 action pretty much right after this, Steven. That's going to be the first of many.
Oh, well, that's what I like to hear. And, of course, it is a 4-man invitational directly following what you guys are watching. So don't even change your internet station. That's weird to say. Don't change your internet station.
Don't even change your clothes. Just stay right where you are. Literally just...
Don't change your clothes. That's bad. You're not supposed to tell people not to clean themselves.
Just stay there.
Well... With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed yourself. We will be back next week. ESL King of the Hill is not done yet. And we have Injustice 2 following this. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
you.